wires jangling.
Jangling.
Okay. So, the town that we are in.
People thought this would be a recording of people playing Call of Cthulhu, and instead it's going to be us doing really shitty sound effects.
I mean, isn't that just what we would do normally too?
That's what people on the internet love realism.
So essentially, where you guys
and alcoholism.
So the adventure that's in the book says that you can set it wherever you would like, and for convenience's sake, I'm going to be setting it in San Rafael, which is a relatively new town on the Texas-Mexico border, like literally right on the Texas-Mexico border. It's right next to the Rio Grande.
Fantastic.
And it's about 100. I said to Emily in a chat that it is about 160 miles from El Paso.
Yep.
If we look here on this map of Texas for Connor and Dylan, you can see that San Rafael is down there in the bottom left.
I see it. Yes, I do. Cool. What are the colored things, or will we find those out later?
No, those are just other cities in the area. San Rafael is just so small that it doesn't have like a box like that yet.
What page is that on?
That is on page 194. There are a few important locations within San Rafael. There's the town square and market, well known for having a lot of tumbleweeds. And that's it.
That's everywhere.
That's the whole thing. There's the San Benito Mission Church, which is it's a new church in San Rafael, built to replace the old San Rafael mission that was destroyed by American Indians over a century ago. There are rumors of old Spanish treasure hidden away within the things. So
within the things
if you've got some free time, head on over to the new church or the old church or wherever. There's a few different cantinas because in the Wild West, a lot of saloons and cantinas.
Like catacombs under the church?
Perhaps, yeah. There's the La Rueda de Carreta, which is the wagon wheel. There's the El Torador Cantina, which is it's kind of like the rough one in town. It's the one where all the bad guys hang out. It's where all the ruffians, the people that everybody know are thieves, but they don't want to do anything about. There's a general store, a second church, that's the San Rafael Church of Christ. There's a stable, one
As
Carrillo.
opposed to the San Rafael Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster.
Yes, of course. Or the San Rafael Church of We're Definitely Not Cultists.
No Cthulhu, and check out our new banner. No Cthulhu here.
No, come and join us. None of us are cultists.
Sermons contain only the legal amount or less than of Cthulhu.
It's like, excuse me, sir, are you a cultist? Oh, why? I'm afraid you're right.
Now I have to kill you.
So
Shouldn't have asked.
the two most important places in San Rafael are the Longhorn Saloon, which is it's probably the biggest sized saloon in the town. It's frequented by Mexicans and white guys, and that's about it. Sometimes you might see a Native American or perhaps a freedman. There's a nice bar, poker and faro, handful of prostitutes. By handful, I'm sure you know what I mean. And some rooms to rent upstairs.
Do they have large tracts of land?
They have huge tracts of land.
Fantastic.
It's owned by Bob Sutton, who is like your classic mafia boss, but in the Wild West.
How does that work?
Is that how you're going to describe everything, Duncan? You'll use some other sort of
it's like if we were playing 1920s Cthulhu,
but in the 1870s.
No, but Bob Sutton dresses in a gray suit and usually carries a gun. Once upon a time, he ran with various outlaws, but now he runs a reputable saloon. Yeah, reputable.
So look, cattle rustlers and when Wild West outlaws are not the mob. That is two very different things.
He ran with Al Capone.
I don't believe that.
In the 1870s. And there's that. So I have a map here that just kind of shows the general layout. As we're playing, I'm not going to enforce the general layout too much. I'm not going to have you guys say, Oh, I walk down Main Street and go to
That's good.
the saloon.
That's real good.
There's also the way that they drew people in this game, in this book, is really weird. They're all just like faces. See, Dylan, look. They're just like literally faces.
That guy on the
Oh
bottom.
God, that is weird.
Can you send
Yeah.
pictures of it to me?
I sent the book to you.
Oh, I got it. I get it.
Oh wow, those are just a bunch of people that are like drawn. That like they're all connected.
I know it's
you-
super weird.
If you want to see the Duncan stream, Emily, you could just go to the Twitch stream.
you
God, you're right.
could totally just go to Twitch.
Dear God,
Just
you're
go to
right.
just go to twitch.tv/Duncan and Dylan to follow and subscribe. Make sure to donate. Honestly, I just think it would be it'll also be nice
Unless
because
I'm getting paid. Shut up.
There's a channel called twitch.tv/Duncan Knee Deep. I'm wondering deep into what?
I have no idea. It's funny that you
deep into Duncan
watching.
apparently.
It's funny that you
know.
bring that up because I actually used to subscribe to him because he made good Pokemon content. So bring that up because I actually used to subscribe to him
Yeah, I was
because
gonna
he
ask
made
that.
Pokemon
Oh shit!
content.
I'm gonna see myself.
So-
in the
I hear you. I hear me talking through the headphones.
I can watch myself.
I hear
react
you.
retroactively.
Emily, Emily, you're playing through. Emily, you're playing through. You have to
Oh,
mute
yeah.
it. Emily.
Well, let's get into it so we can all die quickly.
Yeah, right, exactly. All right, so under the part where it says keeper information, it's oh wait,
That's not for you.
that's for me. Okay, so you're walking through the woods. There's no one around, and your phone is dead.
Athletics in the West.
Yeah,
Wearing a fancy cowboy hat.
All right,
no phones.
so you are whiling away your time in a town not far from a rugged canyon called Sullivan's Gap. So you've been probably in this town of San Rafael for a little while, not too long, but for a decent period of time. The talk of the town for the past few days has been the absence of any of the boys from the Owens brothers' silver mine up in Sullivan's Gap. You've heard of them before because the Owens brothers is pretty famous. What's that, Emily?
Children or like boys? That's in the good old boys.
Well,
where,
like
a-
the boys, like they're all probably over 13, so men at this point.
boys.
The
Got
boys to men. The brothers and their friends send 2 of their men to town for supplies and merriment every weekend, but they've missed 2 weekends in a row now. Folks are starting to get concerned, and the sheriff has talked about sending some men up there to see if the Owens boys are all right. Trouble
He's
is,
sending men to find boys.
they went to the church, but they said no. Never mind. Trouble is, no one's exactly sure where the Owens mine is, since those boys are awfully secretive about their digging. If the investigators aren't sufficiently curious...
Why are they overly secretive?
Gosh, I always read those parts that I shouldn't read. I always go like one paragraph too far whenever I'm reading descriptions. The point is, that's the setup. So you find yourselves most likely in the Longhorn Saloon. Bob Sutton is standing on his on the balcony overlooking the saloon. There's a few tables with a few assorted people that I assume Emily, your character, has met since she's been living in and around this area for a while. Connor, your character's probably met them once or twice since you've moved here, and Dylan, your character sucks, and I don't know anything about them, so
Good.
That's how I want it. So the saloon is it's relatively bustling. It's about noon, which is the hottest time of the day. So a lot of the people have come into the saloon to wash away the heat with alcohol. It's
I thought you would say the pain.
wash away the pain. Well, yeah, it's the pain of the heat. It's just after spring, almost into summer, so the heat is starting to get hotter and hotter. Whereas before it was sort of a dry heat. Now it's becoming that awful sort of scorching heat. When you go outside, you start to feel it burn away at your skin, and not that we really think about sunburns that much here, but it really starts to peel away there.
Does it do about 1d6 or 1d3 of damage? I don't know how much. A d4.
No, it would not do a D4 of damage because that's how much damage you take from getting punched in the face.
Yeah, that's like
Sounds
getting
right.
shanked.
You would take for a sunburn would cause you like half a point of damage in Call of Cthulhu damage.
I
You would
said
be,
scorching
it,
red.
it wouldn't so much be damage as it would be like cause you
No,
pain.
oh no. You know what it would be?
under-
You would lose. It would be con damage because that's something that Call of Cthulhu does. When you get sick or you get tired, you take Constitution damage. So I assume a sunburn would be the same as if you got sick or something like that. So the three of
'Cause
you.
if somebody slugs you when you have a sunburn, it's gonna hurt a hell of a lot more.
So it's like retroactive.
You know what, guys? I'll keep track of your sunburns for you. Emily doesn't have to worry. Dylan, you probably don't have to worry that much. Connor, I assume you're just red as a peach. Peaches aren't red. Red as an apple.
Red as a tomato, you idiot.
You're red as a Granny Smith. No, those are green. Damn it, I just can't get this right.
Just say tomato.
Yeah, you're red as a
Not to
carrot.
Say tomato.
Gah! So the three of you are in the saloon. The bar there's two bartenders during the day because this place gets quite a lot of traffic. Usually they just have one kindly older gentleman, but now they've also got like their bouncer kind of sort of comes behind. Not really a bouncer, but he's just a larger, beefier man who's more on the quiet side and kind of helps Bob out when it comes to this type of thing.
What kind of beef?
Oh, you know, Kobe beef. He's Japanese.
That is one expensive bouncer.
I mean,
Baskets, like,
and as you know, as I was describing, the people in here right now are probably a mix of. There's some people who are Anglo, a couple of people who are Mexican, but it's not. There's not a lot of black men or black women. There's no Native Americans. So at the moment, it's just Mexicans and a couple of white guys. Mostly older men, because a lot of the younger men are currently out on the farms right now.
is it all men?
There's one or two women who are appear to just sort of be here. There are of course women who are serving drinks, and
On boats,
one or two of the
with lots of men.
and
nothing but
there are
men.
prostitutes who work here, as I mentioned before, and they're off in their little prostitute corner at a booth.
Now, is there a neon sign above them that says "Prostitutes Corner"?
It's actually the first use of neon paint in the entirety of the United States for this very one corner.
And it says,
It says Prostitute Corner.
"Well, fantastic."
This is the reason that it's called Prostitute Corner is this street is prostitute and the other street is corner, so Prostitute Corner it is. Anyways, the first person I'd like to start with is you, Dylan. You are, I assume, sitting at one of the poker tables.
Yeah.
Give us your character description. What you're doing.
Well, are we? I'm new to this gang.
Actually, you're right. Maybe I'll start with Connor or Emily first. So that you
No,
can...
it's fine. I need. So am I doing like my whole context of my whole wide scope plan, or just right now?
I think I would just describe what you
Describe your
look like,
character.
your name, what you're
Right.
currently doing. But you don't have to be like, my father died in a plane crash 2 years
Yeah.
ago, and it's caused me to have traumatic incidents with aardvarks ever since.
Right. So, other than the aardvark thing,
It's all true except for the aardvarks. Sorry.
my name is Cooper Flynn,
Ooh.
and I am a man who makes his money by talking to other people and convincing them to play card games that they might not be able to win, as well as dice games and any other games that I may find to my liking. I am always wearing a hat, not for any particular reason. I like my lucky hat. I'm 30, and I am moving from town to town. This is my current stop in my pursuit of finding the biggest whales I can to rob them of their unearned finances.
So, Cooper Flynn,
Yes.
how long would you say that you've been in San Rafael on this most recent stop?
Oh, I don't stay in any particular town too long. The natives seem to dislike that kind of trespassing.
So the man who's acting as the dealer kind of shuffles the cards in his hand and goes, I just don't understand how you keep winning, boy. It's been, what, 3 times today? This time,
I guess.
I'm sure I'm going to win. He deals you your 5 cards, deals himself 5 cards, and he deals another man at the table 5 cards. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying in my head to remember how blackjack works. Not blackjack, Texas Hold'em. He flips the next 2 cards over.
Yeah.
And everybody settles into their
3
chairs
cards.
and looks at their cards.
Yeah. Mm. Well, what are my cards? What did I draw?
Doesn't matter what you drew. I presume you're pulling the other cards out of your.
I was gonna say I don't think it matters what you drew.
It depends. I mean, if I have a good hand, I'm not gonna risk it.
Sure, you got.
And roll a luck. He has to.
Yeah, roll a luck. Yeah, roll a
Okay.
luck. Let's see how good it is. And then roll a.
What do I roll for luck?
It's under luck. It's the D100. Just get your D100s out because that's gonna be.
Call of Cthulhu is primarily played on a D100 system.
Yeah, it's like 90% of what you're gonna be doing is gonna be on the D100.
Be on D100s.
Okay.
How is that?
I hate how pale I look, but I have no idea how to make myself look less pale.
Makeup.
Okay.
I had a customer the other day, and he had some rather spectacular painted on eyebrows.
I got a 42.
42 under what?
75.
And that's not below your hard. I'm gonna say that you started. You've got Queen of Spades.
He's got a low pair.
I was gonna say he's got the Queen of Spades, 7 of Hearts, 5 of Hearts, 5 of Spades, and the Ace of Clubs.
All right. I'm gonna use some.
I would say gambling would be what you can use psychology
Yeah.
or gambling to gauge the reactions of the people you're playing with.
And I only have the dealer and one other guy, right?
Yeah, and the dealer's playing too, but he's
Right. Okay. Yeah, let's try to use some persuasion to convince them that I have a good hand.
sounds good.
Get them to fold. That is a 16.
Under what? Always say under.
70.
So that's going to be not quite an extreme, but close. So that's going to be a hard success. Say what you say to try to persuade them.
Okay. Ooh, I don't know about these dang cards. Luck must not be on my side today. I think I might have to fold them if it keeps going like this. Reverse psychology.
The dealer looks at his hand and he kind of lets out a little bit of a smile. He puts like a whole bunch of $1 bills forward into the pot. And he says, "Well, then that means I got you this time, buddy." And the guy the guy sitting next to him, kind of like a little thin, wiry man, looks back and forth, drowns his drink. I call.
Good. Perfect. All right. Next, what does he flip over next?
Flips over another 5.
Okay, I'm gonna use sleight of hand to pull out. No, not sleight of hand. What am I talking about? That'd be dumb of me.
Sleight of hand would be what you would use to try to sneak a card out from somewhere.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna keep convincing them to fold. Although this turn I want to get them to bet more, so I guess I'll hang on. Let me roll my persuade. Okay, 13 under 70.
That's an extreme success. They bet quite a bit more this round. They're like,
Yeah.
they like reach into their pockets, they pull out more money and they put it on the table. I'd say right now you've probably got a pot of $10-15. It's quite a lot of money.
All right, looks like we're down for the last one.
Flips it over.
One more persuade.
And
Doesn't matter what card it is.
it's a queen. Okay.
Oh no.
Maybe it does matter.
An 82 over 70.
All right, I'm gonna roll a counter persuade check for these guys.
Okay.
It's an 82 and an 86. So they're maybe they're a little bit too drunk, maybe they're a little bit too focused on their own hands, but they don't notice as you slip up and kind of let out a little too much of a slight smile.
Good.
They call.
Okay.
The cards get laid down. The
Okay.
big guy kind of lays down his hand and he goes, "I got queen high pair.
Mm-hmm.
Top that, Flynn." The other guy lays down his cards and he's like, "Oh shit, didn't get anything. Guess I shouldn't have played." Because he's an idiot.
Right.
That's your turn.
Well, at this point, I have to lay down my cards. You're saying they're flipping them over, right?
Yeah, they lay down their cards.
Okay. Well, then I guess I'll do a sleight of hand check to pull something fancy out of my my tricking hat.
All right.
Come on, dice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 99.
No, that's good. That's a 9 over 55.
Not under 55.
Yeah.
Awesome. You're successfully able to sleight of hand them. And the guy slams his hand on the table and goes, "Dag nabbit! Every single time I lose to this son of a gun." I don't know what kind of words they used in the Wild West. Did they
Rapscallion.
you
Holy
rapscallion.
This
You
rustler.
you
This
piece
card
of
rustler.
you piece of mustard.
Looks like I just be getting lucky all over the place today. First time for
Piece of
everything, right, folks?
mustard? What the
You reach in, you pull over your cards. A couple of people who are watching kind of go, "Woo wee." Well, I'm sorry, Emily. What?
I said, I'm the luckiest man in the whole gosh. I'm picturing Hank.
Yeah, I sell propane and propane
I sell
accessories.
propane and propane accessories.
Bobby, damn it, Bobby.
Dang it, Bobby! I
All
told
right.
you not to touch my. I
Connor-
told you not to touch
Connor,
my-
you hear the commotion over this young upstart winning yet another game of poker. You kind of look over at them and return to whatever you were doing. Please give us the description of your character.
Dr. Henri de Bordeaux, a French-born doctor who has been in town for approximately 1 month. He is from the great state of Louisiana, and he is a French-born man. French-born man who came over following the Louisiana Purchase. He is 38 with his family. He is 38 years of age, and he is currently sitting at the bar, having nothing to do with these reindeer games behind him. He has come to town from El Paso, as his original travels to the area, which were more or less to be on a permanent basis, have not gone as planned. Upon his arrival 3 weeks ago, he had discovered that land which he had been sold by a man in New Orleans turned out to not be worth as much money as it had been paid for.
Poor guy.
So, Dr. de Bordeaux maintained his residence in the area. He stays in a hotel in El Paso for most days, but he is in town today to meet another man who is supposedly selling a mine which is south of the Mexican border. However, he can still get the rights to the land, simply why he is in town today. As he sits right now, he is a rather large man, not particularly tall, about 6'2", and of medium build. By no means a man to be trifled with, in a white suit and a large hat, which would suggest he has only a penny dreadful idea of what cowboys look like. Though he may carry a rather ornate holster and a brand new Smith & Wesson .45 caliber handgun. He has never had opportunity to fire it. And he does not wear boots. The man is clearly still wearing a rather, shall we say, bourgeois and city set of standard Oxford dress shoes. In a white suit, he finds himself slightly less permeable to the heat, and as of right now, he ignores what goes on behind him and continues to pour from a bottle of wine which he has purchased in its entirety to sit next to him on the bar. He sees no reason to get involved. At his feet sits a doctor's bag. To his left, leaning against the counter, is a mahogany cane with a large horse head topper.
You turn back from the gambling table, Mr. Twain, and
That is Dr. DeBardeau.
oh, I'm sorry. I'll make sure to get it next time.
Bordeaux.
I'll be sure to get it this time.
Bordeaux.
Marktwain.
That is Henri. That is Henry for you Americans. I was born in France. Nice, France.
You know who else was born in France? Mark Twain.
Mon Dieu.
You turn back from the game of poker that just completed to the man who is sitting next to you at the bar. It is the man that you have come all the way here to see, to inquire about purchasing a mine. Unfortunately for you, the conversation has been going nothing but poorly ever since it began. The man has told you...
I do not understand why you cannot tell me where the land is, why you cannot show me the land, why you cannot provide to me some proof that there has been precious metals extracted, or jewels, or gems, or anything.
Now, you gotta listen to me right here, Mr. Bordeaux. Everything's been taken care of. Everything's been taken care of. I mean, we've already pulled many precious metals. All you gotta do is just sign this here paper and it's all gonna be yours.
I do not understand. If you have been pulling such precious metals, then your price does not make sense.
He pulls a little piece of gold out of his pocket and he goes, "Well, you know, let me show you. Let me tell you what. This little piece of metal that we pulled from there. Oh boy, we had so much of this before, but unfortunately, my poor son, bless his heart, caught a sickness, and we have to move up north. And well, not a lot of people down here wanted that piece of land. Said it was haunted. I'm just saying, I'm giving it to you at a fair price."
Haunted land. You people know nothing of haunted land. Have you ever been to New Orleans? The entire place is nothing but voodoo.
Well, let me tell you what, Mr. De Bordeaux. Let me tell you what. I'm gonna make this deal with you right now, or I gotta get going. My son's gotta get moving, you know. So I'm gonna give you 20 seconds before I just hightail out of here and try to sell to somebody else.
I do not believe you.
All right, very well. He kind of starts to stand up, grabs his cowboy hat, takes the last swig of his drink, and claps you on the shoulder. Very well, sir. It is, well, it's been a very nice time. I hope to see you again soon. Get
out, con artist.
I hope that your land is, well, I hope it's just as good as my land. And he starts to walk towards the door.
What?
The door swings open. He walks through. The tumbleweed rolls past.
He stops.
He can come back. He can make me a better offer, but I am not paying $5,000 for land. He will not show me. He will not tell me where it is. He will only give me deeds. Sign here, pay me horrific money.
The bartender, who's the bartender, the bigger, kind of quiet one, just kind of, as he's cleaning a glass, and he just kind of nods his head to you. He goes, Madame, I'm sure you're somewhere in the bar, doing something. Do tell us.
Drinking.
What would a mysterious woman like yourself be doing on a hot summer day?
Further down at the end of the bar, you see a figure who's pretty tall. She's actually 6 feet tall. Their hair is clad in braids and spilling down their back, and they're wearing a long Eton duster with a rifle holstered to their back. and they have a glass of whiskey in their hand, and they're just kind of like passively watching, like out of the corner of their eye, everything that's happening, like the people playing games at the tables behind her, the conversation the man to her right is having with this other guy, and the person who's talking about people going missing. And what is he saying to everyone?
The tavern keeper?
Well, whoever is.
It's just been something that people have been talking about because they recognize the Owens boys. They come through here a lot. Some people have been talking about how they're kind of concerned. You know, they're like, oh, I knew their father, or I knew their mom, or oh, they're good boys. You know, I baked them an apple pie when they were younger. You know, that sort of just that kind of gossip talk.
Barkeep.
You do hear.
Barkeep, while I am in town, can you please tell me, is there anyone in this area who has been extracting a metal, a something of value from the ground that I may buy a stake in?
This is actually perfect. The barkeep, the one that you've been talking to, doesn't say anything, but the other one kind of walks. He was talking to you at the moment, Emily, and he kind of walks a little bit towards Connor, but sort of stays within earshot of you, and he says, "Well, I'm sure you've heard about the Owen boys." And Connor, you can kind of hear, or Dylan, you can hear this a little bit from where you're sitting. He's like, "Well, the Owen boys, we don't know. Nobody knows where they've been for a little while, but they were pulling $50 to $200 out of that mine every single day." Wait, every day?
What was the metal?
No, every single week. But unfortunately, they've been missing for a little while, so it's kind of stopped the flow of revenue to the town. I know that, but Mr. Sutton up there he'd pay very handsomely.
Monsieur, le metal, gold, silver, what was it?
It's silver, sir. Pure silver.
Maybe worth something. Certainly not gold, certainly not platinum, but it may be worth something. Do you know where the mine is?
Yeah, it's just on the other side of Sullivan's Sullivan's Gap. Sorry about that. I was thinking too much about alcohol. Now, if you'll excuse me, sir.
Gap. My butt gap, sir.
If you'll excuse me, sir, I have to get back to my duties. He walks back over to you, Emily.
Excuse me, before you go, sir, is there anyone in town who is a proprietor, who may, a lawyer, a barrister, someone who can direct me in the right direction to make an affair?
Well, I know that the owner of this tavern, Mr. Bob Sutton, actually has stake in that mine. And he knows the Owen brothers personally. I'm sure if there's anybody to speak to, it would be him. And I'm sure he would pay very handsomely to find out what happened to the Owen brothers, and might even give somebody a stake in the mine if they could bring them back safely. So the barkeep goes over to you, Emily, this guy, and he says, "That's actually what I was meaning to talk to you about, ma'am. I know that some people around town might not be incredibly happy with you staying here right now, but Mr. Bob Sutton has found himself in use of your talents before, and I think he might want use of your talents again. He was looking to hire you $10 a day to see if you can find the Owen brothers."
I take a short sip of the whiskey and pause for a moment, and I say, "Whereabouts they go missing around the mine?"
Right around the mine. Last time anybody heard about them was at their mine. Nobody knows for sure where it is, but they've always heard it said that it's somewhere around Sullivan's Gap. They're very secretive, you see.
Where do we find Mr. Sutton?
So you've just slid. So Connor, you've just slid down the bar to eavesdrop on the conversation.
I have walked down and intentionally put myself between this woman and the man who I was speaking to, and interjected. Where do I find this Mr. Sutton?
I take the whiskey and I go, "You talk too much," and I take another sip and kind of turn my back to him a little bit.
Shit.
Well, if anybody wants to speak to Mr. Sutton, all they have to do is go up to the second floor. You can see him right now. He's standing up on the balcony, all mob-like, except in the Wild West.
I proceed directly to the staircase.
Me too.
So you just get up from your poker table, just...
Yeah, I stuff all my winnings in my pockets and then just walk over there briskly.
Can I roll a retroactive spot hidden check to see when I'm kind of passively paying attention to everything going on, whether or not I see him slip something into his hand?
Sure, but he rolled really well, so it's gonna be hard.
What did he roll?
He rolled an extreme, so you're gonna have to counter extreme.
Nope.
Is that under? That's under 20. That's the 20th.
1/5. 1/5 is extreme.
So 20%. 1/5 is 20%, Duncan.
Yes.
Is it 20?
Extreme is 1/5. Yeah.
Yeah, 1/5.
Hard is half.
Actually, if I had to describe hard, I'd say it's always at full.
I'm going.
This man is very funny. Yes.
But Emily, actually, I don't think we got to hear what your character's name was.
When the barkeep refers to me, he calls me Etta.
Etta, as in Etta.
Yep.
All right.
Etta James.
So these two rapscallions.
This Netta woman.
These two rapscallions head on up the stairs to Mr. Bob Sutton.
Monsieur, I ask you to redefine your term and your tone.
These two losers. This
Who?
loser and this winner.
Which of us is getting there first?
I'd say you're closer to the stairs.
Okay.
I down the rest of my drink and pay the barkeep, and then I kind of saunter behind them, having no interest in taking taking part in this like testosterone battle.
To get up there fast.
Yeah.
Well, how was there a testosterone bat? I don't know him, and he for some reason is going up the stair. I mean, I don't know what the. I've never had an interaction with him.
Assuming your character is not one that likes to be kept waiting, and therefore you're trying to get there as soon as possible, so you can just deal with this guy and not
Precisely.
let him
Okay. So, coat slung over my arm, cane in hand, and ready to beat down any members of the plebeian class, I proceed towards the stairs.
Inspector Cruiser! Kato!
Exactly.
Now is not the time!
Kato! I know I told you to attack whenever and wherever.
So, Duncan Cooper, or Cooper Flynn, whichever one, you make it to the top of the stairs first. Truly, you are the greatest man of all.
I can't disagree with you.
If we were to compare builds, I'm sure you would be bigger. At the top of the stairs is Mr. Bob Sutton.
Hey, now I have a +1 to my build. Can't be that much bigger.
No, he also has a +1 to his build.
Yeah.
So there you go. My height more than keeps me neck and neck with the man.
By build, he means his dick.
My build has a +1 as much as his does. It's very nice.
We can compare later. Let's just talk to this guy.
Yeah.
So Mr. Bob Sutton is standing at the top, and he is. I mean, like, imagine every single Texas Republican politician you've ever seen.
Vest, white shirt, big hat.
No, it's the gray vest, the gray suit, the big top hat, the string tie,
Yeah, bolo tie.
and the
Polo
big
tie.
white mustache.
And it's not a top hat. It is a freaking 10-gallon
10-gallon hat. And he says to you, Cooper, as you walk up the stairs, Cooper, he says, "Why, hello there, sir. Welcome to my fine establishment. I've seen you here many a time at the poker tables. Wow, you know what? No, never mind. I was gonna say maybe I should go and actually find my cowboy hat, but I'll do it a different day."
Mr. Sutton, I heard you had an opportunity to earn some winnings.
Let me tell you
At
something.
what point do I finally come up behind him and hear this conversation that he has not been privy to yet is somehow started and interject my cane?
You come here after he actually. You're gonna come here after a few more sentences. He says, "Oh, you'll hear about the proposition that my saloon keeper was speaking to Miss Etta down
It is
there."
quite a preposition.
I am. I heard it sounds risky and dangerous. I like it.
Very well, sir. And he kind of holds out his hand to be like, if you'll find the Owen brothers, I'm willing to pay you $10 a day. And as he reaches out his hand towards you,
a cane quickly enters, hits Cooper on the shoulder, and pushes him aside.
oh, this is already fun. He
Oh,
says,
I'm sorry about that, sir. That was my fault. Let me step back a minute.
Mr. Sutton.
they're like
My
literally
name-
jostling each other to stand in front of him.
No, this is just like it extends, touches, and pushes out of the way.
No, but I'm saying then you move up in front, and then you both are just like standing in the same place, trying to go like, Mr. Sutton.
Mr.
No,
Mr. Sutton.
I
Mr. Sutton.
ignore the member of the plebeian class next to me. Let's no. This man is not important.
Plebeian class.
Sir, I
Mr.
understand.
Sutton
Sir, am I to
my name-
understand?
is Dr. Desboisdeau. It is a pleasure to meet you, sir. He extends a gloved hand.
Mr. Sutton says, Sir, if I may be so bold, why have you come up here and interrupted my conversation with this gentleman?
Because, Mr. Sutton, my conversation with you has nothing to do with something as trivial as $10 a day.
Mr. Sutton. I apologize for interjecting, but is that a yes to our deal? I'd like to get started as soon as possible.
Well, let me hold on a minute here. What are you proposing, Mr. Twain?
It is Dr. Desboisdeau.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I must have misheard you.
And, monsieur, my offer is simply to purchase a stake in this mine, which I have heard that you are a part owner of. And I am able to make that offer in cash today.
You know what, sir? I hear what you're saying. And I understand what you're saying, and believe me, it sounds like the most prosperous arrangement I could think of.
I understand that there has been some issues. Some people, the running of the mine has gone missing. But what does this have to do with the mine? I am willing to purchase a share. I am willing to help you get more people to work the mine. I'm just simply interested in the land.
You see,
The mineral
Mr.
rights.
Desboisdeau, I think you misunderstand a little bit. While I do care about the mine, I care about the Owen brothers even more. I consider them as sons at this point in my life. I never had any children of my own. Do you understand what that feels like, Mr. Desboisdeau?
I most certainly do understand. My family is quite large. I have many nieces and nephews who I think of as my own children, sir.
Here's
And
the
do
deal.
believe me,
Here's the deal that I will make you. I will allow you to purchase a stake in my very, very lucrative silver mine. If you can find the Owen brothers and tell me whether or not they are alive or dead, and think of it this way, if you go to the mine yourself, happen to look upon it and see if it's worth your money, come back to me, I will offer you an even better stake in the mine.
this is amicable to me, sir. All I ever ask of anyone I purchase a part business of is to see the operation, and I would be more than happy. In fact, I would prefer to see it in person.
But
Do you know exactly how to get there?
At this point, I cut into the conversation. I say, "Sir," and I've done jobs for him before.
yeah, of
So, like,
course.
help, whatever. So I just kind of put my hand up, and he like lobs a pouch of like the first day's pay, and I just leave.
No, that's not what happens.
What?
You don't get to, you're not the GM, you're the player. Here's what he says. You come up, you interject, you raise your hand, and he says, Etta, I'm so glad you're here. I have two men who are looking to try to find the Owen brothers in the mine, a job that I had specifically for you.
I don't see what I have to do with two men.
Well,
I'm capable of
The
doing
thing
job.
is, I believe that you are more than capable, but I don't know how I feel about these two men. They look a little green. One of these men has a very lucrative business deal for me, but only if he can go to the mine himself and discover the Owen brothers. I'm willing to pay you twice, my noble...
Sorry.
Oh, I've got 4. Like I care.
I'm not going to go find my cats. Now Emily's going to go grab her cat.
Let's see,
everybody's
where,
gonna-
where the hell is Nello? She was just here. Or Minnie, or any of the 4 of the monsters who suck my life force from me. And only ever come around when they're
I
hungry.
just wanted to
want
pet
food.
you. Oh, you kitty. Look, there's another kitty. Oh, do you see the other kitty?
He
Oh,
says,
look at the other kitty.
gosh, you guys are... What pussies.
Oh,
It's not
Oh, I don't see. My cats don't freaking spend
sorry.
any
Go
time
ahead.
with. I only feed them and freaking brush them and clean their damn litter box. And you think even once they come in here and say hello, nothing. I get nothing from these animals, and I have 4. I have 4 crappy cats.
See, Butterscotch does nothing but be a dick. It's
Yeah,
just a douchebag.
where do people get these cats who actually like to be picked up and cuddled? Because I would love to know.
Have I told you about my cat, Connor?
Minnie has been an asshole.
black-
Yeah, I've seen Butterscotch.
But I've told you that he likes to get thrown, right? That he's like a sadist or a masochist.
Oh, yikes!
He likes to do stuff that gets him in trouble so that he can get like roughed around. It's so weird. Anyways,
And
he says
they're black.
He's got
says to-
another freaking tumor too, which is lovely. That cat is only going to cost money because she's a purebred. Enough
Ada,
of my rant. Go.
I am willing to pay you double if you do the job that I have asked of you, and also to safeguard these 2 men to view the mind and come back safely. And he reaches into his pocket, he pulls out the pouch that you two usually, because it's the same pouch. He gives you the pouch, you take the money, and then you return the pouch back when you're done. He takes the pouch and he kind of opens the drawstrings and he puts in $10 more in loose change and dollar bills, and he says, "Are you willing to make the deal?" And he holds it out to you. He says, "Are you willing to do this for me?"
I let out a sigh and fiddle with the toothpick that's in my mouth. Like, my face doesn't really change at all, but I kind of breathe out deeply, and the toothpick kind of rolls around. I go, deal. And I reach my hand up.
And he tosses it to you.
I catch it.
And he says to you, he turns to you now, and he says, "Koopa, I'm so sorry that our conversation was interrupted so dramatically. I am willing to
No,
pay
it's
you.
okay.
I'm
It was
willing
my
to pay you $10 a day to find the Owen brothers, and I might be willing to pay you a little bit more if you're able to return with either their living bodies or their lifeless corpses, or at least something to let me know exactly what happened, some sort of proof. You're also welcome to take any such valuables apart from the silver that you may find in the mine should the brothers be dead. Gentlemen," and then he kind of gives like, what tribe are you from, Emily? Did you decide upon that?
I did not.
Yeah. That was incredibly racist.
That's all. I love that one. I love that Family Guy episode though. Everything that happens with Stewie and Brian, I tend to really like. I like the one where they like give the guns to the Native Americans and it creates that Native American society.
Yeah.
Little bit on the racist side, but I think it's kind of funny how they make fun of what they do with the white guys in that one.
Now, Scary Movie 3, Leslie Nielsen, and our Native American friends. Thank you for coming today. Hey, how are you? And hey, how are you? Hey, how are you? Hey, how?
Scary Movie 3.
Scary Movie 3.
The fact that
That's
you
still one of the
watched
good ones.
3 scary movies is worrying, Connor.
2, okay, 1 isn't good, 2 is okay, 3 is like the best, and 4 is eh.
Wait, so 1 is bad, but 2 are okay? Which ones are okay and which one's bad?
There's 4 movies, and I just numbered them off for you.
But you said 1 is bad, 2 are okay.
No, I said 2 is okay.
Oh.
So which 2 are okay?
3 is
Which
good.
one's bad?
1 and 4.
Wait, so 1 is bad?
Yes.
But
I
you
thought
just said that
only
1
was
and
bad.
4 were bad.
Yeah, I thought
1
only
and
was bad.
4. Yes.
But
That's not mutually exclusive.
But Connor, for what?
The comedy, the delivery, the
What are they
acting.
bad for?
3 is the best one.
Oh, you know what? I think I get it now.
You
I
suck.
I would
How
be
can 3 be tied?
I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, but I would be a leap on Apache probably because that's the area.
Oh, Apache?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's a specific type of Apache though.
So he just gives you kind of like an honorific. I'm sure there's some sort of like motion or bow or hand gesture, and he says that to you.
Okay. I nod.
All right. So, Dylan,
Yeah.
you know the guys' names? Tell me the guys' names.
What guys?
The guys on the baseball team.
Well,
Well, what's the
who's
guy's name on first base?
Who?
That's what I'm asking you. Who's on first?
Who?
That's what I'm trying to ask you. Who's on first place?
Who's on first? What's on second?
I don't know who's on third. All right, so
Mon Dieu.
Wow.
so he sort of, that being said, he kind of like he sort of brushes past the three of you to go downstairs to greet a fairly wealthy person who is coming in to partake in his prostitutes. He kind of goes down. He's like, "Hello, sir. Come on over here to the prostitute corner." And
There's a street sign set up.
yeah, like
It's like a Sesame Street set, but it's like the red light district.
there's like a cactus that's got like lights on it.
Yeah.
Christmas lights on a cactus.
There's just like a candle that burns a specific color.
Yeah.
Anyways,
As Cooper turns to begin going down the stairs, a horse-headed cane comes across his left shoulder and stops him.
Oh, excuse me, sir. I didn't see a cane there. Excuse
Monsieur,
me, that was my fault.
you are familiar to me. The maiden voyage of Le Roi St. Charles, my riverboat casino, or one that I own a stake in, monsieur. I do believe you were there that evening.
Oh, the riverboat. That was quite a night. I lost a lot that day.
Indeed you did. I must say you were quite the high roller that evening. I think
Oh,
somewhere
you
on the...
remember.
I do indeed. I remember all the people who put money in my pocket, sir. I do believe it was somewhere in the neighborhood of $2,100, a small fortune. I must thank you.
Sure.
If you two are done, I suggest we start leaving now.
Certainly. After you, madame.
Don't call me madame. Then I start walking down the stairs.
Madame is a lady. God help her.
And then I'll start following after and say, "It was nice seeing you again, Mark." Keep going.
Henri.
Oh,
So
Henry for your guttural American.
Henri.
I just rolled. I
Got
rolled
it.
under my heart for intimidate, and I'm gonna go up to Connor's character, and I'm going to kind of like firmly grab his shoulder, and I'm like almost eye level with him, and I say, "I may be a woman, but when we get out there in that desert, I'm gonna be the only thing between you and death. So you better shut up and respect me, and then we'll get along just fine, and you'll get your mind and you'll get your money. But you listen to what I say and you shut your goddamn mouth." And then I start walking down the stairs.
I roll a 17 under my 40 persuade. Madame, I mean no offense.
I feel like we hit a little bit of a stalemate. An exchange in strong wills, and then also Cooper.
Yeah.
And
I'm
I remove her hand from my shoulder with my cane. Madame, I assure you, I mean you no offense.
What?
I hope there's a blade in that cane.
You'll find out soon enough.
So-
if there is a blade in that
Or a
cane.
single shot.
You two losers who don't know anything
dagger.
about San Rafael. Emily
I spend my time in El Paso, so I don't know anything about this town.
or Etta.
Mhm.
You know that Sullivan's Gap is a few hours ride outside of town. It's just about 11 o'clock. Not that you know like the exact time, of course.
Yeah. Well, you got time.
But you've got some time to get there.
I suggest we leave now. Now that we're quite finished.
What are we going to use as transportation?
Transportation. No.
Of course.
I don't have a horse. I never needed it.
How do you get from town to town?
I
How'd you...
can make my way. I can make my way on a saddle, but I am no expert rider. Normally, I take the stagecoach,
How far of a
but I
walk?
can ride a horse.
It's probably like a day's walk.
I typically convince some travelers to let me along on their carriage.
Uh-huh.
I let out a sigh, and then I go over to the dude who hired us. I don't remember what his name is.
Oh, he's off talking to somebody else, Bob Sutton. He's like off in another corner.
Let's all ride on one horse.
No. Do I know, like, if if I've gone on jobs for him before, do I know
Well,
if he's fair
a-
ride or something?
a ride check is only in an extreme instance. I mean,
Yeah,
ride
yeah,
is
you
like
guys-
ride is like drive a car, and unless we run into something that requires a skill, we can all ride a horse.
Yeah.
It's just
If
like
you-
if it gets into something hectic, then we may get bucked.
The two of them will need to go, and you know from past experiences that Bob will not rent out a horse. He's not going to give you money for a horse if he's paying you to do a job. He expects you to procure a horse yourself. To go and rent a horse from Juan Carrillo's stable is around...
Rent a horse, buy a horse, rent to own.
That horse is gonna.
It would be about $1. It would be about $1 a day. But
Okay.
if the horse
This
comes
is
back
no-
dead,
this
you
is
owe
no
him the
money.
full price of the horse.
Well, I say,
What do you mean come back dead?
How much is the full price?
The full price of a horse
Okay.
is like $70.
It's
for-
60 to 20, but I
This
bet
is chump.
the
This is chump change.
ones that are for rent are probably 60 because they've been used so frequently by other people.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I suggest that you either rent or you buy. And then I start heading in the direction of the stable. Come along.
Fair enough.
How much were my winnings, Duncan?
Like I said, I think you won $15.
15. Okay. Cool.
Not a lot of money on the table.
No.
Working men.
You will sell me a horse that has had its knees replaced, a coolant flush, and I demand a four-hoof alignment.
I'd like a Bugatti, please. Bugatti horse. Could I get a Ferrari?
The crap I deal with from customers every day. Oh my god.
All right, so
And it must have Michelin hooves.
must have Michelin hooves.
I
All right.
will accept Continentals, but I will not take good years. Le Bon Années.
So, are you gonna go to Juan Carrillo's?
Whose has cheaper horses? I will buy, but I do not want to spend
What's the
money.
name of the other place?
No, there's only one place. It's Juan.
Oh, then I'm only gonna go to the one. The
But
Juan.
who's on first?
Juan Carrillo.
Hang on, I need to turn
Of
on
course,
my
there's only
back.
one guy on first, but who is he?
Of course, I know the guy on first. His name is Juan, but I don't know anything else about him. Like the real question I have for you is, okay, let me practice my Mexican accent. What does a Mexican accent sound like?
Hey.
No.
Calorosa. I can do a southern accent fine. It's like it's passable, and I can do a good British accent. Brooklyn accent.
Sell you a horse.
Oh, I'm trying to think of like, go, your lady needs you.
Puss.
I'm just thinking of like Mexican characters I can remember, because Antonio Banderas is like, is he Spanish? Yeah, he's Spanish, isn't he? I don't know. All I remember is that when our Spanish foreign exchange student was here, he would talk about Mexico in such a negative way. It was so weird. He'd be like, they don't speak real Spanish, they speak Mexican Spanish.
I'm sure it is a different dialect.
It is a different dialect. Same with like Portuguese is almost an entirely different language, despite having some similar root words. It's not as loud as your chair, Dylan.
That's true. Thankfully, this chair doesn't go back at all.
Hmm? Yeah.
Are you making the sound of the horses?
Yeah. Nay! And you run into. So you go to the you go to Juan Carrillo stables, and he comes up to you. He's a skinny man, and he's got his son with him, and he says, "Hello. Would you like to rent a horse?"
Wow.
These two are
Okay.
they don't have a ride yet. I was wondering if you could hook them up.
Sure. Yes, I can lend you a horse for the day. It'll be $1 plus you have to feed and water the horse.
Water it.
I don't even know what the proper
Your
word is
horse.
to give your cat or dog water, because I've always just
And
said
it's to water a horse.
You need
have
to
bring
feed
it
and
up
water
with
the
its mouth
cats. I
and it
don't-
drinks.
you need to give drink to cats.
You do not give drink. You put water down and they drink. You water.
Excuse me, Mr. De Bordeaux. I think I have
Missed
something for
it.
you right here in my upper coat pocket. Oh, it's look at that. Wow. All right, so you all have horses.
In Europe's dignified aristocratic society, we do not have such crash gestures.
You now all have horses.
Shows you it's pink.
You have horses.
Wonderful.
Let's go.
You ride. A few hours later.
Do we know how to get there? We don't even know where it is, right?
No, but
the woman.
Etta knows the way to Sullivan's Gap, which is around where the mine is supposed to be.
Got it.
So it's a few hour ride. It's pretty much dry, flat wasteland. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen a Ford film or Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. They're filmed in Monument Valley. It looks like Monument Valley.
Okay.
I even put a picture of Monument Valley as the background for the stream.
Got it.
It looks real bad.
That's fine.
You did, so I don't doubt that.
I'm very talented at graphic design. That's why I get Duleon, my 15-year-old brother, to do everything for me. All right.
Wow.
So you ride for a few hours. Of course, the going is a little tough for Cooper and Henry.
We better get going.
Of course, Etta literally rides circles around them.
Did you put anything into ride? Because I put 10 points into ride.
Who?
My ride is not base 15, it's 25, sir.
My ride is 51, so...
Well, yeah, but his is base 15, so my ride is smoother than his ride.
Yeah, so Cooper has a rough go of it.
Therefore, I am better endowed than he is.
I still got that +1 build.
So do I.
Eventually, you arrive at Sullivan's Gap. Boy, is it a gap. And boy, was it first discovered by Sullivan.
Is it a big gap or is it like a tight gap?
I'd say it's probably like a decently sized gap.
Is
Okay,
it a
like,
crevice or a canyon?
Some people have been through this gap before.
I would say so.
Looks like well-treaded gap.
Yeah, you know. So it is a rough region of cliffs, crags, and gullies. Narrow and steep paths climb into the hills. Once you reach the winding paths, now that you've reached the winding paths, you have to discover a way to find out where the mine is. Around you, you see nothing but brush, hills, and the occasional cliffside. What are those called? You see a couple of buttes and plateaus.
I want to use spot hidden.
I have binoculars, if any... excuse me.
What are you spot hiddening?
I don't know. See if there's anything hidden.
But this isn't like D&D. You have to specifically say, I look at the brush. Or I scan the horizon for sort of thing.
Monsieur Jumet, what you call them? The long distance glasses.
Binoculars?
Ah, yes. I pulled them out of my doctor's bag.
Oh, nice.
I have binocular, as you say.
Wonderful.
Binocular. Haha. Two ocular. Two eye. Yes, indeed.
Duncan, do we know of any, or would I know of any hazards or dangers in this area? Like, how frequently have I trekked?
You've trekked around this area, but you still don't know where the mine is. There's like rattlesnakes and stuff, and coyotes. Connor, what are you looking for specifically with your binoculars? Just one moment, Em. Because if anybody's going to find out where this mine is, it's going to be you.
Mine cart tracks, openings in canyon side walls, mining equipment, water troughs for horses. I mean, I presume there's a well-beaten path that goes to the mine. I mean, if they're bringing out $200 a day in silver, I mean, it has to be transported somehow. There have to be ruts from wagons.
Well, there would be, but this area, as I mentioned before, is pretty rough and craggy, and the wind blows the sand and removes many of the tracks that would normally be here. If you'd like to, you could try to roll a track roll to see if you can find where... Because you do see some tracks, but it's hard to tell where they lead, considering they tend to go in many directions.
Hey, Duncan, I just rolled my extreme for track.
That's terrific. A successful run. You see some travelers through Sullivan's Gap, mostly on horseback, but some are walking. Notable among the footprints is a lone walker in very well-worn boots, who has left many prints up and down the gap recently. You also note...
How do you know the level of the wear on his boots?
Because of the tread, I guess? I don't know. That's just what it says.
They didn't have tread back in the 1870s. It was a flat-footed shoe.
Well, then it has a lot of divots in it.
Maybe it has holes. A lot of holes.
You also...
I'll sell what?
No. Emily, because she got an extreme.
Is she using my binoculars?
No, she's looking at the ground and reading the tracks. You're looking through the binoculars.
So at this point, I'm basically looking at the sun through my binoculars. I see nothing.
What did you roll on your?
Very bright.
What did you roll on your spot hidden, Connor? Connor, what did you roll on your spot hidden?
I didn't roll a spot. I rolled a track. I didn't roll a spot.
I don't think binoculars would be very useful for track.
Yeah, 98. I see nothing. I stare at the sun through the binoculars.
My God, I think I can see that the sun actually goes around the Earth instead of the Earth around the sun. Emily, you also happen to see...
Wait a minute. We figured that out 300 years ago.
You find 3 more sets of tracks. You find the tracks of a... You also note tracks of a large mountain lion, tracks of a group of 4 mules heading into the hills, and you also happen to find the tracks of 2 mules leading into the gap. Very old, maybe from town.
He said mountain lion?
Yeah, so
if you kill it, I will give you $50.
There's 3 sets of tracks.
I bet you I can kill it first.
Tracks of...
Whoever kills the mountain lion, I will pay you for the pelt.
Mountain lion, you said there's the 4 mules.
And then there's 2 mules.
But the 4 mules are recent tracks and the 2 is not recent. Can you...
No, it's not. The 4 mules is not necessarily recent. You've just noticed the tracks of 4 mules heading into the hills, and there's tracks of 2 mules heading into the gaps.
I vote the 2 mules, but that's just me.
Metal's heavy. I'd say the 4 mules.
What way is the mountain lion going?
The mountain lion is going into the west.
Duncan.
The town is to the south, the gap is to the north, the 4 mules are going to the east, and the mountain lion heads to the west.
Oh, so they form a perfect compass beneath my feet.
I'm just making it easy. Leave me alone.
You're fine. Yeah, I think I see, there are mountain lion tracks, but it's not going in the direction that we need to be headed in, but we should be aware that they're out here. There are 4 mules that went up to the hills, but there are 2 mules that headed to the gap. And then there's also some sort of a curious path someone walked in worn-out shoes. Also towards...
I think the 2 mules are going into the gap.
That's what I said.
Okay.
4
All right.
are going to the hills. 2 are going to the
But
gap.
what about a man walking around in shoes?
Yeah, what way did he say?
He's going back and forth he's going back many times through the gap.
Okay. Well, we need to head to the gap.
Just one moment. I kind of had a little bit of a mini heart attack because you guys can't hear it, but I have Streamlabs up, which has the stream, and somebody just followed, and the way that I have the follower button is it has a little clip of Phoenix Wright saying objection. So very loudly it went, objection! And I went, gah! So thank you, Commander Root, for following.
Commander Root.
We appreciate it. There's 2 people watching right now, so that's kind of cool.
I'm one of them, Duncan. I can't
Emily.
see you.
Are you
Remember?
Commander Root?
No, I don't have
Yes.
an account though.
What a terrible waste of an evening. I'm sorry they're watching.
Man, you could be watching so much other stuff. Go and watch Fate. Let me tell you what.
Go and watch something that's worthwhile as opposed to 4 idiots playing Call of Cthulhu.
I say we head into the gap. We'll follow these footprints and see what we can find.
Follow the footprints. I'm with her. She says the footprints. Follow the footprints.
I go towards the gap.
Hate this man so much.
I'm riding to the gap.
Okay.
Why does this woman hate me? Is it my accent? Does my accent make me seem like a misogynist? I am not. I think women are lovely.
Oh, meta, Connor.
I do not know.
All right, so you begin to walk into the gap. As you walk through the gap, the tracks of the one person with well-worn boots walking back and forth becomes a little bit more pronounced. You also see that you could still see the 2 mule tracks as it goes deeper and deeper into the gap. There are a few branching paths, but with your successful track skill, Emily, you've been able to follow them very closely for now. As the wind starts to kind of pick up a little bit, and the dust starts to make it a little bit harder to see. It's not bad enough that you should stop moving necessarily, but it's harder to see what's in front of you. Your visibility has been reduced from probably 20, 25 feet to 15, maybe 10 feet.
Okay.
I hold on to my hat hard.
Can you guys
Can't
roll?
lose that
Can you
hat.
guys roll a successful listen?
Yeah. Can you roll a successful listen though?
We'll try.
Oh shit! I didn't put any. Oh!
I've got 24, and my listen is what?
I got a heart. I put no coins in it, but I rolled a 10.
I've got a 46.
Where's
Under?
listen? L?
Over 60.
Listen, 20%. No, I'm at 24. I'm over. I
got
hear nothing. I go deaf.
10
So-
under.
So you can't hear anything over the very loud dust, but Cooper, you hear like a faint clanking, kind of like the sound of maybe like somebody with a pickaxe on their back or something. It's kind of hard to make out.
Okay.
You, however, you hear the clanking as well, footsteps. You can make them out more clearly as footsteps, and you hear something like, if you had to take a guess, it sounds like a knife hitting against something metal. If you had to take a wild guess. And it's coming from deeper into the gap.
I put my hand out behind me and I unholster my rifle.
Lily, come here, Lily. Come here, Lily. My friends want to see at least one of them. Come on.
I don't want to see
I'm
Butterscotch. If he never comes downstairs, I'm happy.
Poor
Well, I mean,
Butterscotch.
this is the stray that my mom found, who has just been a pain in the ass, but there she is.
He's so
Aw.
cute.
Say
Oh.
hi, Lily.
Is
Say
Is
hi,
she
Lily.
is she still a kitten or is she just tiny?
No, she's no, she's fat. She's gotten fat. But
Oh,
she's not
she
a
looks.
particularly
Her
big
head
cat.
looks really tiny.
Yeah.
It is.
'Cause,
Her
like-
head is tiny. Her body is big.
Because Rose
gotten
is like, Rose is still kitten sized, but she's like 15. All right, Emily, continue your action.
I unholster my rifle and I just kind of like rest it, but my hand is like near the trigger, and I'm ready to pull it up if I need to. And I go, "Excuse me."
What?
No, not you guys. Shut up. Excuse me.
What is it?
What?
Sorry, are you saying something?
Hello. No. Deutschland, du Boss. I can't. This is I don't know. I can't do a German accent.
Oh wow.
I am Captain Rudolf Zimmer. That's French. Yeah, whatever. Somebody there. You see a shadow in the dust. I am Capitan Rudolf Zimmer, servant of their Majesties King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella of Spain. I claim this land in the name of their Majesties and demand that you bring me food and water. And as you hear,
Is he saying this in French?
no,
Do
he's
I
saying no,
understand what
he's
in
saying
French?
he has a German accent. I can't do a German accent. Sorry, but as he
It sounds like this. Everything sounds very angry.
attend to me, savages! I demand your compliance. In the name of Spain, act quickly, or God's blade will separate your mortal soul from your physical body. And out of the dust comes a man, dressed, a tall, thin, sunburned old man with long, scraggly white hair and beard, dressed in a tattered white shirt, dungarees, and dilapidated boots, wearing a metal helmet and a breastplate, with a long sword dangling from his belt.
Quixote, what?
Did
And
we
as
just
he-
run into Don Quixote? What the hell
So
is
he,
going on
so he
here?
he draws his sword as he kind of stumbles forward to see you. You can see that he's
Is
stepping.
this going to be the scene in Indiana Jones where the guy pulls out the big sword and he just gets shot?
I hope so.
I hope so.
Oh no, he keeps the sword. He keeps the sword there, and he just says like so as he walks out, and then he kind of repeats his spiel again. He goes, "I am Captain Rudolf Zimmer, servant of their Majesties King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella of Spain."
What can I roll to
And he
figure out
he
what-
randomly just starts in the middle of his sentences. He'll switch to start speaking in German, and then back to English, just switching constantly as he walks forward towards you. And then he kind of stands in front of you.
So being that I speak French, I would understand that being that I'm a native French citizen,
Yeah.
I would understand that he's switching to German. I wouldn't know what he was saying, but I would understand he was switching to German.
Yeah.
Can I roll some kind of a check to see if he's like really dehydrated and out of it? Because that's probably the only instance I've ever seen.
That would
Can
be
I roll
for.
a psychology check to see if this man is even in his right mind?
And can I roll a gambling check? Emily, it would be a first aid, but it's going to be a hard because you're not actually being able to touch him. You're just kind of looking for that. And Connor, I'm just going to, whatever you roll, I'll tell you what I think.
I narrow my eyes and I try to get a look at him, but I can't really tell. I rolled 72 above 50.
You can't tell if he's dehydrated or not. He looks potentially starved, but the dehydration is too hard to tell from a distance. You need to check his body to be able to tell.
I've got 23 under 30.
Oh,
He's-
Dylan,
As far as you can tell, he's completely mad.
when you successfully make
Okay, so he's loopy. He's cooked. His brain would be delicious right now.
Definitely.
Yes, Dr. Lecter.
every time that we successfully make a skill check, we mark experience next to it, right?
Yeah.
Or we improve it later, or what do we do?
You just make a little mark next to it, showing that you used it successfully.
I forgot about that.
There's a successful hit. There's a successful.
We frequently
psychology.
forget about it. A lot of it is because a lot of times you don't actually finish a full game of Call of Cthulhu.
I used
You
to
don't
persuade,
live
like,
to
3
finish
times.
a game of Call of Cthulhu.
And, you know, I always say that, but I'm thinking of like the games of Cthulhu, like an adventure that I actually finished. I can only think of like 1 or 2 adventures that I died in.
It's like
That's because you were intentionally kept alive.
Not
by...
no, not I'm not talking about Colonel Mustard. Those ones we survived way too long in those. I'm talking about the ones where I played other characters. I can only think of
Dr.
one
Schnelling
adventure where
is
we
a
died.
Cthulhu wizard now.
Oh my. Okay.
All right.
So, you
Moving
say
on.
So he just kind of walks up to you, and then he just like stands there, and just keeps repeating stuff.
This man, excusez-moi, this man is gone completely insane.
as he says this, I'm backing my horse away slowly because I don't feel comfortable that this man with a sword is like standing right in front of us.
Are we
I-
still on horses? Can we trample him?
No, he just keeps
Run
repeating.
his
He just
ass
keeps
over?
repeating his things. He just says, "I demand your compliance in the name of Spain. Act quickly, or God's blade will separate your body. I demand that you bring me food and water and subsequent other riches and valuables."
This
I
man, he keeps saying things in German, and he is talking, and yet he talks about the Spaniards. This does not make any sense. This man is clearly mad. Do something about him.
I just take a single day's worth of rations and a smaller extra water skin that I have, and I like toss them at his feet.
Do
I-
not pay for the madness. What on
Beyond
earth's
swear.
wrong with you?
I'm just giving him food.
He's a sick dog. He deserves to be put down.
Can I like calm him down with psychology or try to make sense of what he's saying?
You could
Or
try to
something
use
like
the
that?
psychology roll to like calm him down a little bit.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't
let's
think
do
we
that.
have psychoanalysis, so it's
No, there's no such
Okay.
thing as psychoanalysis.
actually no. You can't use
Not yet.
psychology. It would be persuade to try to talk him down.
Persuade it is.
I'm gonna persuade you.
But the only way you're going to get through to him is if you speak German.
I don't know. 9 over 70. So we'll see.
So what do you do, Dylan? Describe yourself.
I'm going to put one hand on one of my holstered guns, just cautiously so that he doesn't necessarily see it, but I can pull it in case, and then slowly get off my horse and walk towards him and say, "Hey, hey there, hey there, hey there, buddy. Let's just calm down and talk things out now. You can put that sword away. We're friendly. We're friendly here."
Well, his I was mistaken. His sword is sheathed, though. It is
Oh, okay.
sheathed, but you do
That's
see it.
fine.
So as you walk down to him, he kind of like stumbles over you, puts a hand on your shoulder, and then he
I don't want to get that close.
no, he just like starts to come up towards you, like reaching out to put a hand out towards you, and then he says in a much softer voice, the exact same thing that he's been saying before.
Right. I'm gonna step away quickly. But that's about it. Try to get back on my horse, but
I just say, "Sir," and I nod back to the stuff that I put on the ground.
sir,
What did you put on the ground?
Say this man is insane. He needs to be put down.
What did you put on the ground, Emily?
I put 1 day's worth of rations and a spare water skin that I have that's smaller, but like it has water in it.
He kind of scrambles over to it. As he sees that you put it down, he picks it up and he looks back at you and he says, "I am Capitan Rudolf Zimmer, servant of their Majesties King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella of Spain. I claim this land in the name of their Majesties and demand that you bring me food and water." And then he kind of picks the bag up and walks away from you in the direction that you came, into the dust.
Well, hopefully he gets back to the town. Okay, we don't have time for this. And I kicked the horse to
This man was not from the town. He was a hill person. We have people like this in France. They drink the water from the hills and then they go insane. And we think there's lead in it.
And we think there's lead.
We think there's something in the water. It does nothing good for you. Amen.
Well, let's advance in the direction the crazy man came from. What could go wrong?
I still say, was he carrying a sword?
Yes.
It's a matter of antiquity. We should have taken the man's sword from him. He could hurt himself.
Just keep moving.
What?
And I start moving forward. If they follow me, they follow me. If they don't, I'm gonna keep moving.
I follow her. I follow.
The trail up to the Owens mine camp winds through narrow rock clefts and at one point into a short tunnel, until finally it leads into a small box canyon with steep rocky walls, 50 to 70 feet high. The camp consists of 4 tents and a small roofed shelter for the now absent mules. Two of the tents were used as sleeping quarters, while the other 2 were used for supplies. A few hundred yards up the canyon, a ledge ascends to a cave gouged into the rock wall. The mine entrance. On the ground, you can see that there are a mess of footprints and mules, and many, many, many things upon the ground. Many tracks upon the ground.
I pull out my binoculars and examine the things on the ground in great magnitude.
Sorry, I should have been a little bit more. There, you can see there are many tracks leading in many directions. You could also see various like little specks of black and silver just sort of scattered around.
Is there any like recent sign of horses or mules or something?
You would have to roll a track check to be able to, because that's what I'm saying is that it's so difficult to see.
No, didn't get it.
Or a spot hidden.
I can roll. Can I do both?
Yeah, you can do both.
Can I do a spot hidden?
So you kind of get down to like look at the tracks, Emily, and it's too hard to make out what happened here, and then you go, oh, I'm gonna just try to look a little bit closer at everything else.
I don't find anything.
I find nothing.
The camera's just like.
Oh, you want me? Oh.
Make use of your eyes. You have them. You might as well.
Yeah.
Cooper, what do your gambling eyes see?
I don't know. It's a 3 over 50.
They're taking the hobbits to Isengard.
Oh, I assume they're taking the hobbits to Isengard.
That was a given.
Okay, wait. So as you sort of look around, you're like kind of like looking through the dirt. You're looking at the black specks and the silver specks, and eventually you happen upon a Colt revolver. And another Colt revolver. And as you pick them up, you kind of look at each one. All of the cartridges have been fired.
Damn. Well, I'm taking them.
Yeah,
they're mine now.
So as you sort of investigate this area, there's the camp, which is located to the north of this like little area. You can see up here on my map. Emily, you can't, but maybe you can. See how there's the camp here? There's like a bunch of like things. You can't look, Connor, because that will be spoilers. You can't look in the book because that would probably spoil some events. But
it's not a full page I can go to.
It is a full page. It's 213, but still.
Well, why can't I go to 213 then?
I don't want you to see anything. I'm
going to go to 213.
Just don't go to 214.
Okay, I'm at 213 and I see the entire thing of the mine.
Yeah, now
I
you
jumped to 213. So
Whatever.
I see the mine. I will not go any further than 213. I see the mine now.
There is a
So I
central
see
fire
tents.
pit. There's a central fire pit surrounded by 5 crude wooden chairs, with various pots, pans, plates, and utensils scattered around. The mule shelter is a simple open-sided structure with a low roof overhead and 4 stalls. The stalls are empty.
I go to. Did you what did you say the tents were? What's in the tents?
The 2 larger tents were used
Other
as
than
quarters.
camping, I hear it's in tents.
Yeah, there was 2. There were 2 supply ones and 2 larger tents. 2 larger
I go to the
tents were
supply
used as
tents and
quarters for the
rummage.
men.
I go to the supply tents and rummage.
So the supply tents. Okay.
You see pots and pans with cartoonish clang as they hit the ground and roll behind me as
Emily
I
and Dylan, what would
tear
you like
through
to do?
I'm gonna check out the mule stalls to see if I can tell how long they've been gone for.
All right, spot hidden. And Dylan, what would you like to do?
Is anyone by the fireplace? I'm gonna go.
The
there.
fireplace? No, there's
Yeah,
nobody in the
fireplace with
fireplace.
5 chairs. I'm
Yeah,
like,
there's
not-
the
not
yeah.
people,
So there's
but-
yeah. So there's the mules, the fire pit, the like sleeping quarters tents, and the supply tents.
Okay.
I can't tell anything from
So
the mules.
you go to the mules. You can't tell how long it's gonna be.
Gonna
but-
be?
How long it's been, but it looks it's like it's disturbed. But you do see the undisturbed saddles are still in the stalls. Connor, the 2 smaller tents are used for storing supplies. One tent holds bags of flour, coffee, and sugar, as well as barrels of salted beef and water, a half-empty case of whiskey bottles, and tins of beans, peaches, pears, and so forth. Some of the bags have been cut open, and a few barrels staved in.
staved in.
Yep, so that's one of the 2 supply tents. So while you're doing that, Dylan, you investigate the fire pit.
Right. 30 over 50.
You are kind of looking around through stuff, but you don't see anything that appears to be of value. It's just the stuff that would have normally been around a fire pit. One of the chairs is knocked over, but who knows if that.
What kind of chairs are they?
They're white chairs. They're made of wood. Very nice, actually. You're surprised that miners would want such chairs.
No specific brand of
They're,
camping equipment, Duncan?
they're Coleman chairs, in
Coleman?
fact.
Of course they are.
You see a couple of empty cup noodle cups on the ground. All right,
And
Emily
they're
and
full
Dylan,
of Beans.
as Emily and Dylan, Connor is still searching the first tent. What would you 2 like to do next?
I'm gonna go see what Connor's doing because I'm clearly worried that his character is gonna do something really stupid.
I'm gonna check out the sleeping
This
quarters.
is insulting.
Good.
Connor, you check the other tent, and Ada walks in with you. The other small tent is filled with tools and the like: picks, shovels, hammers, 200 feet of rope, lanterns, lamp oil, wooden matches, bandages, bits of lumber, 40 feet of chain, and perhaps, most importantly, a case and a half of dynamite sticks. 37 sticks in all, 70 feet of fuse, and 50 blasting caps. Several of these tools and items are scattered around the tent as if the place had been rummaged, though.
Look at all these explosives. These men must have been blasting through some mighty heavy rock. Interessant. You say it looks like it's been rummaged through?
Yeah, right.
I guess I spot hidden.
I would like to as well. Nope.
92. I see nothing in here.
Yeah, there's nothing in here. It appears to just be a tent with stuff.
And
Look at how exciting this stuff goddamn is. Dylan.
How many lanterns are there?
A few.
I'm just gonna take
Multiple.
like 2 lanterns and I'll hand one to Connor.
Merci, madame.
The oil.
So what's so there's 2 other tents that were personal?
Yeah, Dylan is searching one of them at the moment. Cooper,
Yeah.
rather. Cooper, you walk in and suddenly you are beset upon by a Cthulhu monster. It kills you instantly. End of adventure.
Well, it was good playing with you guys.
Wow, I really enjoyed dying horrendously out of nowhere with no reason. That's Connor and I played a game once where Connor got sucked into a painting because he was an idiot, and then he would have immediately died, but I was like, oh, I don't want the game to just end. But I remember him and Ian were so mad. They were like, oh god, this is so stupid. How was I supposed to know not to look into the painting that was shifting and like clearly evil?
Look,
Whatever.
either a message was going to come to me or I was going to fall through the painting into that swamp.
You took a risk.
I took a risk.
Took a gamble.
So
And I kept passing power checks, so...
you can see that so the tent that you go into, Dylan, has 2 bedrolls. Various items and clothing and personal belongings are scattered around both tents, as if someone had been searching for something. In the tent with 2 bedrolls, there is a Colt revolver lying on one bedroll and an old Spencer rifle on the other. All cartridges in the revolver have been fired, and the rifle has only 2 unfired rounds in the magazine. There are 2 gun belts without guns, 2 hats, and 2 pairs of boots in this tent.
I found 4 guns so far.
Yeah, it's a lot of guns.
They're all
Welcome
empty,
to the Wild West.
Welcome to the Wild West.
If you want to, oh shoot, and I forgot to say, remember that in Call of Cthulhu, if you want to find stuff, just, a spot hidden roll won't necessarily find it for you. Sometimes you have to say something like, I opened the cupboard, spot hidden, or I grab a shovel. I don't know.
Is there a cupboard nearby?
Well, now that you mention it, there's a cupboard on the wall. No, there's no cupboards in here. It's honestly, literally, this tent is literally just 2 bedrolls with, with the stuff that I mentioned before. It's like sandy floor. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, I don't really. There's not much to spot hidden then if there's nothing there. Can I do spot hidden like on the ground in the tent?
Yeah, sure.
Just look around the.
Like underneath the bedrolls and stuff.
Exactly. Nope. Not a thing.
Not a thing. So you're kind of looking around. You pick up the bedrolls, kind of move aside some of the loose dirt that's underneath it. You find a shovel. That's whatever.
Ooh.
Ooh, shovel.
It's not very interesting.
We arrive at this point.
Do you want to enter the tent that he's in or the other tent?
Well, I will enter the tent that he is in because I do not want him to take anything that is rightfully mine.
Okay.
So I go in and I spot hidden.
Spot
What's my
hidden what?
Spot hit? Well, he's kicked over the bedrolls. He's turned up the lamps. He's turned over the crates. He's supposedly disrupted the place. I
found a
spot
shovel.
hidden. Well, then maybe. He found a shovel in there. Why
Which
was there a
means they
shovel
might
in
have
here why was there a shovel in there?
Means they're probably digging.
Oh, they were digging. Ah!
I mean, just a bunch of boys in the tents together.
Just
Well,
five boys. 3 of them related.
Well, then whatever they were digging for in their tent, I spot hidden the ground of the tent for whatever they were digging for with this strange magical shovel.
Edda,
was-
no wait. Edda.
Mhm.
Edda, what do you do?
Did he find any ammo? With the
Uh,
guns?
He
There were
found
2 bullets in
2.
the
There's
rifle?
2 bullets left in the rifle, but otherwise there's no ammo.
What kind of a rifle is it?
Spencer.
My rifle's what it is.
Hey, I go to the other tent.
All right, the other tent. The other tent contains 3 bedrolls.
Wait, what about what?
Just wait. The other tent contains 3 bedrolls, 1 gun belt with no gun, 1 pair of boots, 2 hats, a box of cartridges for the Spencer rifle, a banjo, and various personal effects, including a photograph of Hetty Pointer.
I take the photograph. I take the ammo, and then is there any kind of compartment or
What?
like do the balls look as though they might have something stuffed in them?
You can check them if you'd like with a spot hid. You can just unroll them.
I just unroll them.
There doesn't appear to be anything in either bedroll. Or
Okay.
any of the 3 bedrolls. Connor, what did you roll?
I haven't rolled yet because you told me to wait.
Roll your fucking dice. You cocksucker.
I'm sorry. Excuse you.
What? I didn't say anything.
I've got 19 under a basic of 25.
You notice that there appears to be like how when something's been buried, the soil on top of it kind of feels it's different than. You guys get it. You guys get it. There appears to be something.
So there's something buried. Where was it buried? Where is it buried?
Underneath one of the 2 bedrolls in this tent.
Ah. Okay, so I take the magical shovel, and I dig up whatever is what is down there, Duncan.
It takes you a little while, and you happen upon a wooden trunk. You open the trunk and it contains several small bags.
It's Jumanji.
It's Jumanji.
Contain that. Hey, look, if it's not someone's head, I don't want it.
I haven't needed my dice for so long that I put them away.
Well, maybe you just stink.
Okay. So, okay. Oh, darn, Connor, I guess you don't
trunk.
find anything at all.
I won't have that. If there's a trunk, there was something in it.
You find a whole bunch of silver dust and nuggets and some small bags. A compartment inside the lid of the trunk that kind of opens up when you open it contains the Owens mining claims.
Oh no! At this point, I walk into the room with the ammo.
I know you've probably walked in as he's digging. It takes him a little while to dig up the chest.
Okay.
So you guys are together.
Did you say I just got the deed to the mine?
I did say that you opened up the deed to the mine.
I slipped that shit into my coat so fast.
Not hidden. We see it, right?
Well, is he attempting to hide it?
Yeah, but he has.
I want to have a talk with him if he's not.
It's okay, Dylan. Just take the silver dust and silver nuggets. It's a lot of money. It's more than all of your assets.
Yes, but if I
true.
see, how is that more than all of my assets with a 60 credit?
No. Dylan, all of Dylan's assets, the silver dust and nuggets found here is more than all of his money, times 2 or 3. Anyways, Connor, the deed. Are you sleight-handing the deed?
I don't think so. I think I would probably be frantically stuffing it into my jacket.
So they both notice.
Probably.
All right. Character interaction.
What do you have there?
It appears to be some kind of legal paperwork, something to do with Monsieur Sutton's stake in the mine.
Something to do with it, or is it it?
I believe that is it. It is a specific legal document which is documenting his stake in the mine, which I believe to be, I look at the paper, 20%.
Is he lying?
Yes.
But can she tell?
I mean,
So
honestly, Emily, if you were to
persuade,
honestly, Emily, the problem is that you could maybe tell that he would be lying, but I don't think you would have a way to. You don't have a way to tell if he's lying simply by looking at the document.
No.
But
what do you mean?
Somebody who has accounting mind, because it's all legal jargon. It's not just this mine is your property. It's like.
Could I appraise it?
Well, first off, Emily, kind of roll your fast talk. Emily, roll a counter.
it's not fast talk, it's persuade.
Oh, you're going to try to persuade? Okay.
I don't have fast talk, I have persuade, which
Well,
is
no,
the same
but-
thing with honest people.
But persuade is trying to tell them to do something. Fast talk is lying. Yeah, that's that's one of the core differences between them. I think this instance would be fast talk.
What do I wear? Or what do I roll? What do I wear?
You would roll a counter fast talk.
Fast talk? Or would it be...
Or psychology. Be counter fast talk or psychology.
Okay.
So can I use psychology?
No. She would be using psychology to try to determine that you're lying.
Should I roll it too, or?
Yeah, you can.
Because I'm in the room.
Yeah. Which one did you pick, Dylan?
Fast talk. Just got figured. I don't know. Made more sense for me.
Emily, what'd you get?
Um,
Wait, don't tell. so that Connor can't fudge his rolls.
So I've got
sir.
so 000. That's 10, which is my fast talk. I put 5 points into fast talk.
Okay, Emily. No, that's 100, Connor.
Oh, that's 100. Then I fail miserably. Oh, you know I'm lying.
This deed is most certainly not the entire deed to the mine. It is anything but that. Let me tell you what, this is not the deed. This is something else. Emily, what did you get on your fast talk?
I got 47 over 10.
So, I mean, he's clearly lying, but rather than just being like, oh, he's lying, you're kind of like, oh, yeah, like, I don't think he's telling me the whole truth. You know what I mean? Like, when you have a feeling that somebody's lying, but you're not, like, certain, even though he failed miserably.
Oh, okay.
He failed miserably.
I'm clearly not being truthful with you, but you have no evidence to the contrary.
Dylan, what did you roll?
I got a 13 over 30.
So, Dylan knows you are. I mean, even, he's just like, yeah, this guy's. Well, it's more, Emily, it's more like you know he's lying, but you don't know what he's lying about.
Okay.
And Dylan, you know he's lying.
I also and I say to Mr. Cooper, I also found these bags of silver that are in here as well. Would you like to hold on to them, sir?
Silver.
And all of a sudden, Dylan no longer thinks I'm lying about anything. Would you like to hold on to them, sir? You have a larger pack than I do.
And complimenting me about my pack. Wow.
How kind.
Sure, we have the same damage bonus. You and I are on a level playing field. I am simply offering this to you so that you say nothing else.
You know what, sir? I think that'd be a good deal.
Well, there you are.
I will take those silver bags from you.
I throw him the silver bags and
I got nothing else to say on the matter.
And keep the deed in my jacket pocket.
Awesome. Awesome. Emily.
I have no need for this money. I have money.
I just make a mental note that he took illegal
Lied.
sometime.
You made a mental note that a human being lied at one point in their
This
life.
guy is a liar.
No, it's not about the lying, more that he was acting fishy and that he grabbed some kind of like legal paper, which I would know that my employer might be interested in.
All right,
Well, I mean,
guys.
if you think about it, it's not like he's going to go up against the mob.
Guys, look. Only 3 more pages.
Mon Dieu.
I know. I'm also running this faster than I normally would if it was like a full adventure, because I'd like to finish it tonight.
Okay. Keep on keeping on, sir.
What'd you say? What'd you call me?
Sir.
What did you call me?
Sir.
Sir? I just... Sir?
Sir.
Is that a derogatory? Are you derogatory? Anyways, so you've investigated the tents. Good job, team. Everybody, 10 points to Gryffindor.
Do we take any? Is anybody going to carry any of the dynamite?
Are you volunteering?
Yes, I will keep some dynamite. I will keep it here in my pocket. And to which I will say that it is dynamite in my pocket, and I am not happy to see you.
Sorry.
Who is that? What? Wait, so if I play stuff on my computer, can you guys hear it?
Yes.
How well?
Probably not.
Pretty grainy and weird.
No, like if I play it like this. You guys hear it? Oh, you could hear it.
Even a little bit.
You could hear it through the stream, but you guys can't hear it.
Can you?
Right.
So Jaden, look,
Yes.
it's only a couple more
Yes.
records left on the album, man. Like, what you think I should put on now?
What? Did you hear?
Really? Nah, come on, man.
Yes,
People heard that. I mean, I got some hot records. I got the.
Okay.
Ugh.
Before we get sued. You're like, no.
Are you watching me on delay, Emily?
I am not. I just gave up. I don't know what it's doing. don't know why.
What
I
now?
can't.
Well, the thing that I've been really happy with is we haven't been dropping frames for this stream. I was really worried that would happen.
That's good.
We've been up for an hour and 45 minutes now.
That's about the time limit for Skype.
Is it?
No, I mean we
Did
got a
Skype
while.
kick you out? No, Dylan,
No,
we've
it just starts being.
Dylan, we've been on the phone for 3 hours and 45 minutes.
That's true.
The stream's been live for 2 hours. All right. As I was saying, I'm going to try to wrangle in my inner sense of wanting to half-ass things and try to really give a great experience now that we're about to enter the mine.
Are we about to enter the mine?
I assume so. There's not much else in this little area.
Hey! Are you the player?
Are you telling me we've
We
cleared
set
the
up
area?
camp and wait here for 3 days.
Nothing else approaches. The Cthulhu monster wins due to your inaction.
Why'd you say Cthulhu monster? It's just Cthulhu.
That was me.
Oh God.
Those erupt from the earth.
Tentacles. Yeah, tentacles spring up, grab you, and hold you down.
Connor,
I
were you
fire
in
a shot.
Connor, were
Does
you in the
nothing.
game that Brandon DM'd? That Brandon GM'd?
I don't think I was. No.
Like where we were in like an underwater city?
No, but that sounds like Call of Cthulhu: Dark Corners of the Earth.
Yeah, he kind of set it up
Video
on
game.
that. It was kind of cool. Anyways, for the 4th time, you have investigated the tents.
Well, I investigate them a 5th time.
All right, you have investigated
I'm
the
gonna
tents.
proceed towards
This
the mine.
time,
You
happen
missed nothing.
you happen upon $7,000 of gold.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
Why are you such a gullible fool, Mr. Naden?
Okay, so we.
Because I like money.
What's that, Emily? I don't know what's up with you, Emily, but whenever somebody else is talking, your mic always mutes for me. It's only you.
We look everywhere in this camp.
You have investigated most of the camp.
What have we not investigated yet?
I mean, you haven't, like, there's things that you missed because you failed rolls.
Yeah. Well, I mean, our characters wouldn't know that, so.
Yeah.
To the
Well,
mine.
we found the buried deed, which is impossible enough, I would assume.
No,
So-
I don't think, it's not that hard, because pretty much Dylan, without looking at the book, said, I'd like to move the bedrolls and roll a spot hidden on the ground. I mean, maybe I shouldn't have put the shovel there. You know, maybe that was too much of a dead
The shovel
giveaway.
was, I mean,
That wa-
that was after I
there-
investigated.
You told me that there were all the shovels and shit in the tool shed. So what the hell is a shovel doing in a personal tent?
Anyways,
Damn it, Duncan! Why
I'm
did you
gonna
put a shovel
proceed
in the
towards
personal
the
tent?
mine.
You made it too easy.
the ledge up the canyon wall leads into the mine entrance. A wooden gate was built across the mine opening, but it has been thrown off of its hinges and lies on the ledge nearby. Would anybody like to roll an intelligence roll?
I mean, I don't think I'll be particularly useful at that, but let's find out.
No,
Ta-
I don't.
Dylan, would you like to roll an intelligence roll? No, I'm good.
47 under 50. 47 under 55.
Emily, what'd you roll?
I mean, I got exactly my intelligence, so.
So you two, Cooper just kind of looks at the gate and goes, "Who cares?" But
It's not
got it.
locked anymore. That
but-
makes it easier.
But Etta and Henry notice that the gate was broken open as the heavy padlock is still intact, with part of the frame remaining attached to it. So it
From
seems
the
that something from the inside, so something burst through the gate. You walk into the mine, and as soon as you walk in, you kind of feel that cold air that comes from a cave. It's you kind of smell the smell, like just the faintest smell of decay,
the
kind of
kind of smelly smell that smells.
goes up into your nostrils. You
Like
hear,
that?
like, anytime you've ever been in a cave in a movie or a video game or in real life, there's always the sound of water dripping somewhere. And so you
Right.
hear water dripping somewhere, echoing across the walls of this cave. The tunnel itself is 6 to 7 feet high and 5 to 9 feet wide, with a few
67 feet high. Sorry.
with a
Did
few
you-
wooden joists at irregular. Oh, here we go. We've got the full. We've got the full range.
Where's my
That
kid?
is a big cat.
He's not even fat though. See, look, he's just big.
Well, no, Nello's the exact same way. Nello's
Yeah,
not.
butterscotch.
I mean,
How
too
long?
fat. She's just huge.
Butterscotch. Do you miss me, Butterscotch?
I'm sure he does. He misses Cesar so much, and Mom and Dad. I mean, 3 people have gone for a long time recently, so I'm sure he's sad.
Yeah.
Because he's been a dick lately.
Nello's really sad. Nello is never sad. Nello's just a dick all the time. She's a bitch. She
Regardless.
won't cuddle with anyone. She won't snuggle. She can't sit
Give
in her
me your
lap.
cuddles.
Give me yours.
She won't. She's
few-
such a putz.
A few wooden joists at irregular intervals supporting the ceiling. There are a few side passages, most only a few yards deep, where veins of ore were briefly followed or sought. As I look at the map of the mine, and Connor, you can see as well, most of these side passages don't lead very far. They go for maybe a couple feet into another passage, and you can see that they appear to there's like not like the dust that kind of gets blown in from outside the cave has settled in some areas.
Am I supposed to know what the numbers are?
No, you shouldn't. It's okay though.
I mean, I assume I'll get. Well, I assume I'll get to the bodies eventually.
As you walk along the pathway into the mine, you see just from the light that's slowly going down outside as it's nearing nighttime, you see something glint on the floor in front of you. Cooper, as the person in the lead at the moment, what would you like to do?
On the floor in front of me, I would like to. Would that be spot hidden?
No, it's because it's
Oh,
more
okay.
like you've seen it, and it's your decision if you want to walk up and take a closer look, or if you'd like to pick it up, or what.
Okay. Can I jostle it with my foot?
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna jostle it with my foot.
You kick it a little bit to sort of dislodge it from the dust surrounding it, and it happens. You see yet another Colt 45 revolver.
God damn it! What is it with me finding guns?
It's just your luck.
Is
I
it-
guess.
A Colt 45. I was sold by the gunsmith. This Colt 45,
All right,
which I do believe is a very nice gun.
Dylan, would you
Is
roll
it
a
Charged me
Dylan-
much money
peacemaker?
for it.
Dylan? Would you roll a luck, please? Oh shoot! Oh gosh! Before anything else, I totally forgot about a mechanic in New Call of Cthulhu. You two might know about this, but he definitely doesn't. I totally forgot. If you fail a roll, you can spend luck points to succeed on that roll. But luck points very, very, very rarely get replenished. So
Okay.
if you fail by like 3 or 4 and it's like a dire situation, you can spend luck, to be like, oh crap, it bounces off, the locket in your pocket or something. Sorry.
Okay. I mean, hasn't come into play yet. Okay.
There's a locket in my pocket.
That's disgusting.
45 over 75.
All right. So you
My
kick
dice.
you kick the gun, you dislodge it, and as you pick it up, you realize that the trigger was held down.
Oh, great.
Because of the dust and how it had again gotten. Luckily,
Yeah.
when you kicked it, it didn't discharge, but the possibility was there. As you look into the chamber, you notice that 4 rounds have been discarded, and 2 have been discharged, and 2 have been left unfired.
Awesome. I'm gonna take the 2 bullets. I guess I'll take the gun too, but is there a weight capacity in this?
There is, but I think that right now you should be fine with the things that you have. The rifle
Just
might
have
be a
crap
bit.
ton of guns in a backpack.
I was gonna say
You should be fine.
most of them don't have any bullets in them, but the rifle is proving to be a little bit unwieldy. You don't really have a place to put it. Like you don't have a back strap like Etta does, and you don't
Yeah.
have like a large enough bag.
I'll drop that one if it interferes too
Then-
heavily.
So that was a few dozen yards in. As you take a few more steps forward, suddenly the whole mine kind of shakes a little bit. You hear the clattering sounds and of rock falling in the distance, wooden timbers creaking.
This mine is unsafe. When we redo it, we will have to put in more timbers. I mutter to myself.
As you've
The
been
entire mine goes down.
you've been
When I
walking
redo
forward.
this mine, we will have to redo it. I will have to redo the timbers.
As you've been walking around, you come to a junction where there's 3 different pathways. Unlike the previous junctions before, it's kind of hard to tell which one has been used the most. There's the one that continues straight, one that continues to the right, and one that continues to the left.
All right, gang. I think now is the perfect time for us to split up.
No. No, it's splitting up in parties. not search party. Not safe, especially because we don't know what happened here.
Those who are left-handed are of the devil, so we will go with the right-handed and we will go right.
Etta eyes you up a little bit, and she like, I don't know if the both of you have noticed, but every gun we found so far has either been emptied or nearly emptied. Something happened here. Something was here that made them shoot. I don't think it was at each other.
That, my dear, is what this is for, and he shakes his Schofield in front of you.
She doesn't do that, but I'm doing it. Yeah. Etta just kind of like.
I can't see what you're doing. Are you giving me the middle finger?
No, I was making a face. Etta purses her lips and starts walking to the right.
Noises?
I take out the lantern that I had, and I put some of the oil in it, and then I light it.
Did we decide which way we're going?
Right.
I think we were going to the right.
Okay. Right it is.
Good adventurers go left, but...
If you want to go left, we will go left.
Oh, no. Emily said that, not Etta. If Etta said it, it would be in the southern draw.
The godly way is the right way, so we will go right.
As you begin to move down the right passageway, the cave begins to shake again. As you sort of stop to sort of get your bearing and hold yourself against the wall, the ceiling begins to cave in. I'd like dodge rolls from each of you as the ceiling caves in and large rocks begin to fall down upon you from the ceiling.
Oh gosh, this isn't gonna be good.
So it's half your dex, right?
Yeah, it's half your dex as your base dodge. Or jump, whichever one is higher for you.
I see.
Well, my jump has 35 in it, and I rolled a 31, but my dodge is 30, so what happens?
Well, you can choose jump instead. Dylan, what happens to you?
Okay, I jump.
I got 45 over 45.
Okay, and Emily?
That's a success.
No, I got 2 under.
2 under? Alright, so you all successfully, you look up and see the rocks begin to fall towards you, and you jump backwards as the cave collapses in front of you, sealing off that tunnel.
The tunnel we came in from?
No, the tunnel that you just began taking to the right.
Oh, so we moved backwards then.
It's sealed off completely.
Is the what?
The tunnel.
Yes, the tunnel to the right is sealed off completely.
Okay. I guess it's on there. So much for the holy way.
Can I? No.
What would you like to do?
I was thinking about listening, but I don't think it's gonna matter.
I mean, you could try to listen over the sounds of the tunnel.
Yeah. Alright, well, fuck it. Let's do it. Let's listen. 42 over 60. Do I hear anything special?
You hear very, very lightly footsteps. Probably maybe 100 yards, 100 feet into the distance. That's two very different.
I don't hear which direction.
No, it's down the straight path.
Okay.
Here's a question for you, Duncan. For certain men who are interested in making money with this property, am I seeing silver or anything as I go down the?
I mean, Connor, you personally, as Connor Naden, have you ever seen unrefined silver?
Mm-mm.
It doesn't really look like ore at first. It's not like what you see in video games where it's like clearly something. I'd need a science.
You mean it's not You mean it's not the Scooby-Doo and the Aliens thing where all they have to do is pass the flashlight over it and it's gold?
No, I would need a science geology roll to identify the silver, and a science.
I'm not a geologist.
And
I'm a doctor.
And a science geology roll. If you had a successful science geology roll, you could determine how valuable this mine is currently. Like how much silver is
left.
left.
Science geology. I have science biology.
Well, too bad for
there
you.
A snake around?
Damn it, Jim! I'm not a geologist.
Anyways, so yeah, Dylan.
Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor,
Cooper, you heard a few light footsteps ahead of you.
Yeah. Well, gang, there's some footsteps to the front. Do we want to go towards the footsteps or away from them?
What do you mean footsteps?
Footsteps, like the kind people make with the feet?
So there is someone alive who is down in this mine.
Well, or something.
Light a torch and well, if it was an animal,
I start walking in the direction of the steps with
I
them.
can tell you it would not be making footsteps, it would be making paw steps. The only things that are out here are lions and tigers and bears. Oh my.
But what if the animal was wearing shoes?
Edda, as you walk
That
away
doesn't
from
make
these
much
jokers,
sense, no. Well, that doesn't make much sense now, does it?
you walk for a while until you come to the next junction, upon which you see 4 bodies lying on the ground. The 4 men are obviously dead, and have been so for several days. Their skin is gray, their clothing is filthy, and closer inspection shows that most of them have suffered what appears to be gunshot wounds. Some sort of dark pus or ooze has crusted in these wounds, and dribbles from the corpses' mouths, noses, and ears.
Can I inspect the ooze?
2 of the men wear boots and empty gun belts, while the other 2 are in their stocking feet. None are armed.
They don't have any arms?
Connor,
They are unarmed.
Connor and Cooper, you guys come up probably like a minute after Edda, because you were having a conversation, and you happen upon them.
About the futility and nonsense
Cooper,
of
I
this?
would like a sanity roll.
Sure. Where is my sanity? There it is.
Connor, sanity
Oh.
below or above?
What do you mean sanity below or above?
When you roll to succeed on sanity, do you succeed if it's above or below?
I thought it was above, wasn't it?
I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure it's above.
I feel like it always changes every time we play.
I got a 68 over 60, so I hope it's above.
I feel like it's above. I feel the sanity roll is backwards because if you succeed it, then you are able to comprehend what is in front of you. But if you roll over your sanity, I mean
Nope.
that's how
It says here a success is a roll equal to or less than the investigator's current sanity.
But that doesn't make any sense because you're supposed to if you
No,
roll below your
it's when you see something truly terrible, you roll for sanity, and then you roll to see if you comprehend it. That's a different roll, and that's above your intelligence. Dylan, you take 1 point of sanity.
Okay.
So just put a little cross. Since Emily, you've seen bodies before, and Henry, you have seen bodies before, neither of you need sanity losses.
It is mutilated remains. We see these all the time in France. It's the people who drink the lead water.
You might even throw up a little bit.
To examine the ooze.
Are you what do you mean examine it? Like, are you gonna take a sample of it, or?
No, I try to see if I've seen it before. Can I use natural roll
Sure.
to? Yeah.
Did you say I throw up a little bit, Duncan?
Yeah.
17 under. Duncan. 17 under 50.
It's not something that you've ever seen in your travels. It could be something that you like from Canada perhaps, but you've never happened upon it.
Okay. So what do you make of this?
Ada, you recognize 2 of them as 2 of the Owen brothers.
Oh no.
We need to bring proof, right?
Yeah.
Do they have any personal artifacts?
They do have they do have some personal effects in their in the camp. But one of them has a ring on his finger. Meow.
I take the ring and
Okay, so you reach down, you pick up his hand and you grab the ring. All right, I'd like you to make a dodge roll.
Just dodge. Get out of dodge. Okay, that's a 35 under 37.
35 Under 37?
Yeah.
One of them, the zombie that you the body that you happen upon suddenly reaches up and tries
So
to
they're-
grab your neck.
Oh,
Boy, so you're telling me that the zombie I just touched is a zombie?
And they go, all four of them go, "Ugh," and the ooze starts to drip from their mouths as they start to stand back up. I need sanity rolls from all three of you as these gruesome undead corpses begin to stagger up to their feet and move slowly towards you.
I got a 5 under 50.
5 under 50?
Yeah.
Okay, you're good. You take 1 point of sanity.
I've gotten 88 over 45.
Ooh, okay. And Dylan, how much? What do you? Success or fail?
Success.
You also take 1. Connor, you take
Oh God, 6?
you take 7.
7.
Is that more than a fifth of your max sanity?
What's 38 out of 45? Hang on.
45 divided by 5 is 8. So you
Hang
are
on, 38. Hang on, 38 out of 45 is 84%. So no, it is not more.
you are good.
Mon Dieu, my heavenly Father above. Oh.
I clearly knew they were dead, so I take my shotgun, or I take my rifle off of my shoulder and
Those are dead men, and they are moving.
back up.
Hey, Connor, roll an intelligence roll. Just wait.
Okay.
76 over 55.
All right, you succeed. Or no, you failed. So you reckon. So you kind of repress it a little bit. And you build
These
and
cannot
so
be men. They are animals. Shoot them. Shoot them.
so he believes that they are still alive somehow, as opposed to like coming back from the dead. You two both know full well that these men were dead. Emily, sure, you have a shotgun.
I would like to shoot.
You may shoot. Dylan, what will you like to do at the same time?
I'd like to pull out one of my revolvers and shoot.
I aim for
For their head.
Roll your rolls, fellas.
Is it different for combat? Am I rolling different die?
Nope, you're still rolling D100s.
Okay.
I get 56 under 75.
Under 75?
Yeah.
All right. They're going to roll for dodge against you. This one is. Wow, he does not succeed. Nope, that was a D. Never mind, that was a D8. Still doesn't succeed. So your shotgun aimed directly at this undead creature, and you fire at their head. Bam! Hits it right in the head, blowing off a chunk. Roll your damage.
Ooh, chunks. Tasty. One sec.
Dylan, did you succeed?
Yeah, I got a 5. I don't know what I'm rolling under, but I got 5, so I know.
You're rolling under your firearms.
Okay.
I got
Fighting firearms.
Cool. Yeah.
9
I
damage.
6?
9 damage.
9 damage?
Yeah, 9 damage.
All right, so the one that you shot kind of staggers back a bit, but it just kind of like lurches back forward, and this tunnel is pretty tight, so you can only stand two in the tunnel. So the two of them lurch forward while the other two kind of come up behind. Dylan, your bullet, were you aiming for the same one as Etta, or were you aiming at a different person?
Different probably.
All right, roll your damage.
What am I rolling?
It's a D10 plus 2.
Okay. Yeah.
What's the music playing?
I'm playing stuff. Does it sound okay?
I know.
6.
Oh.
I just hear it like very. All right, so you deal 6 damage to the other one. It also kind of has a hole straight through its eye, like black ooze drips down its face as it kind of like. Henry, I
That's a
assume you
smooth
sort of
ending.
just kind of cower in fear a little bit before you can make an action.
My sweet southern sensibilities have been. I am appalled.
After you shoot those two zombies, you see another form appear at the edge of the tunnel, and you hear
Goodbye.
you hear like a kind of a soothing, like liquid, like sort of like a liquid voice. It's like that like honeyed words, and you hear, "Friends, don't be afraid." And you see another form standing at the back of the tunnel with a gun in one hand. One of the two zombies come up directly to you, Emily, and he's going to try to attack you. He comes up with one hand and he just kind of swings it forward to try and punch. He fails. And then the other one comes up to you, Cooper.
Yeah.
He succeeds. Can you roll a dodge?
Yes. I succeed.
By how much?
1445.
All right. So it comes to hit you, and you kind of like reach up and you like grab the hand and you push it up against the wall. The other two are stuck behind the other two, so they can't get close enough to attack you. In the meantime, though, the one behind sort of aims his gun forward and fires directly at you, Cooper. However, it whizzes harmlessly by your head, just barely missing Henry standing behind you.
Is
All right.
there a possibility that it hits the zombies instead?
No. That would have to be a really bad failure.
Natural one.
No, it's natural 100. All right.
Right.
Etta, Cooper, Henry, it's your turn again. You're behind them, remember. And it's like it's so tight that you can't get past them, so you can't pull your sword cane.
Well, I have a zombie.
So my two options that if I can't pull my sword cane are either to it's either to one, fire my Schofield, or knowing seeing that only results in oozing black pus. I mean, I have 3 sticks of dynamite. I could lob one of them.
Yeah.
To try. I mean, in my frantic fear to try and collapse the mine, so I guess I throw I light a piece of dynamite and throw it at the farthest one away from me.
All right, roll throw.
Huh?
Improvised thrown weapon.
We're all dead.
Well, isn't that explosive?
No, it'd
Wait,
be under 20. It'd be under throw, which is 20 base.
Throw is 20 base.
Emily, at the same time, what does Etta do?
Um,
Her shotgun blast hurt the zombie, but it didn't appear to do that much.
Come on, baby. Connor needs something good. I have 18 under 20 base.
All right, it kind of bounces behind them, but fuses are long, so might be a few turns.
I didn't cut the fuse.
I would not imagine so if you're frantic.
Okay, then I guess that
I didn't hear you say I cut the fuse. Actually,
Okay,
point of fact, I don't know if I heard you say I light the fuse.
I said with my lantern.
So a stick of dynamite, unlit, sitting amongst a bunch of zombies.
He said he lit the.
I'm just kidding.
With the lantern.
I'm kidding. I was kidding. Emily, what do you do? What does Etta with her shotgun do?
It's not a shotgun. It's a rifle.
Rifle.
Okay.
How do you? Okay, I do not guns. How long does it take to reload a rifle? Or how do the cartridges work? What is the setup?
It's not. It would be instead of your movement in a round. Kind of like how
Really?
Jake works. Yeah. There's other like mechanics for it, but I don't know them at the moment, so I can research them for later.
I hate to protect these two idiots, so I'm gonna reload my gun and shoot it again in the head.
All right. You fire, and you missed. Fire again. Missed.
3 under 75,
All right.
Duncan.
So you're gonna deal double
You
damage.
missed.
Extreme. Hang on. Okay. Double damage.
Yep.
Do I add 3 twice, or is it just the?
No, just the dice.
Okay. 4d6 worth of damage in your face.
Sounds like my elephant gun.
Okay, so that is 17 plus 3, 20 points of damage in this thing's head.
It's still
So-
alive.
So you hit this zombie, and you just, boom! There's a huge shotgun, and it blows away most of its chest.
Run, Duncan.
Whatever, with the rifle, and it blows away most of its chest. And as it starts to topple forward, it sort of catches itself on the cave wall and barely reaches its hand towards you.
I aimed for the head, Duncan.
Well, you didn't hit it in the head because you didn't kill it. You must have missed the head.
Yeah, with extreme success.
It's
Okay.
not dead, Emily. What do you want me to tell you?
Nothing. Hey, what? Just do the thing.
What do you? It didn't die. It's at 1 HP.
Okay.
Cooper,
Yeah.
what do you do?
So I have it pinned against the wall, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
you have
I'm
like
gonna-
with your left hand, you have the arm pinned against the wall.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just point blank raise up my revolver and shoot in its damn face.
I gotta look at how point blank works real quick.
Because if I miss that,
Yeah. So roll
Oh.
roll with a bonus dice, which means that you roll the tens dice twice.
oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Does that mean I take the better of the two tens
The
dice?
better of
or-
the 2 tens dice,
Okay,
yes.
cool. Do and do. That's a good.
Doot to do.
Okay, cool.
How did that work?
87.
Both times? 87
No, I
was
mean, sorry, I was confused for a second. 47
All
out
right.
of 65. So
You successfully shoot the zombie in point blank range, which allows you to do something. Roll your damage
okay.
as I continue to look for point blank.
6. Same as last time.
Yeah, you just get a bonus die. You don't get like extra damage.
Okay.
That's like an optional rule that I don't have in right now.
That's fine.
All right, how much damage did you do?
Yeah.
6. Rad.
Yeah.
Another not enough damage. No fault of your own. Just
Yeah.
they're tough.
My
And
rolling skill.
they're tough and they take half damage. You know,
That's fine.
the huge.
DR.
All right, so one zombie attempts to attack you, Emily. Ooh, he actually rolled good this time, so you got to succeed on your dodge. And the other one tries to swing at you again, Cooper. This one rolled very good.
Ooh, 20. 20 under 37.
20 under 37? It's not your hard, is it?
I don't know. One sec. It might be.
I think 16 is hard for you. No, 17 would be 34, 18. Yeah, it's not under your hard. So he's going to hit you. Dylan?
64 over 45.
Wow, you did it.
Uh,
Thank goodness you guys have extra health, because these zombies hurt like a truck.
yeah.
Miscellaneous ranch hands, that's the wrong adventure. Alright, so these guys deal. So to you, Dylan, they deal 4 damage. The one kind of whacks you across the face and just rakes its fingernails down your cheek. Because remember, fingernails continue to grow upon death. And the other one hits you, Emily, for 6 damage. It's kind of like after you hit it really hard and it started to topple towards you and you thought you'd gotten it, but at the last moment it kind of comes back up and just rakes you across the stomach. Because you guys all determined your HP by dividing by 10, right?
Correct.
You
Yeah,
said
I
5.
think I did. Instead of 5.
Mm.
Gotcha.
Sure.
Good.
Sure.
And then finally, seeing that you're the one who just threw the dynamite, the other guy goes, the guy in the back goes, "Welcome, my name's Elvin." And then he fires at you, Connor. Bang! And it kind of whizzes over your head and bounces off the cave walls behind you.
When does the dynamite go off?
Right now. I don't know what to do with
Right
dynamite,
now?
though. I don't know what to do with dynamite, though. I don't have stats. Dynamite?
Cave collapses,
so-
everyone dies.
So I guess so. Who was the farthest from me? Is it the Elven guy?
Yeah, he's at the other end of the tunnel. He's probably not close enough for the dynamite to hit him.
That's where he probably would have thrown.
He's pretty far away. He's like a good 40, 50 feet. I don't know if Henry over here can throw that far.
No.
Well, now wait a minute. I have a good size and dex.
Yeah, but you didn't really succeed very well on the throw.
Well, it had to land. Well, it was a success, so it had to land somewhere damaging.
Yeah, it landed behind the 4 zombies, so it'll probably hit all 4 of them.
And
Well, no, if it's behind the zombies, it soaks it up. I mean, they're just meat bags.
Mhm.
That has to absorb the concussion.
How far? Okay, how far away do you want to throw it from you?
I mean, I would be aiming at the farthest person. So if Elvin was apparent, then I would have been aiming to throw at him.
He would be
I
about
had a
20 yards away.
So then I probably would have lobbed at 15.
And you got an 8.
It was a limited success.
Okay, so 15 yards away means that it's 15 yards. It's 5 yards from him. No, did I say 30 or 20?
You said
20.
So it's 5 yards away from him, and then not even close to the other ones.
Okay.
Because the other ones are within 2-3 yards of you. 1 to 3 yards of you guys. So he's 5 yards away. So the dynamite explodes, shaking the walls, dealing 9 points of damage to Elvin. Because you threw 1, right?
right, and I could throw more. I have 3. I took 3 sticks.
Alvin dies immediately. And
Well, how much health does he have?
Well, it says that all other attacks cause half damage, but I think that does not apply to him, honestly.
Whose attacks apply half damage?
All of the zombies take half damage, but I think that an
Even for
explosive weapon.
explosives?
What? But that's why
Even
I'm
for
saying. I was just
explosives?
saying that I don't think it'll work like that for the explosives. I think that it'll deal full damage for the explosives. All right, Emily. It is back to the good guy's turn again.
I just refill my rifle, and I say die,
Back.
and then I shoot him again. Not good. Shooting him with a 675.
But with the dynamite, the tunnel has begun to shake, and you can see small rocks falling around you. It seems that it's become quite unsafe in here.
Okay.
All right, no, I'm just
if
letting
I
you.
were-
I'm just letting you know. That doesn't stop your attack, Emily. I'm just letting you know.
Okay. Well, I did the thing. If it's another extreme, do I still get to roll double damage?
Yes.
Okay, so I
Da-da-da.
had 1 hit point left.
Yeah, he had 1 hit point left, so he's dead.
Yeah.
Literally impossible for him to lose or to survive.
I'll roll 1, and
Cooper.
I'll go
Yeah.
1 each again.
Well, I'm going to shoot him with a gun.
Wow. Who would have thought?
Shoot her! Shoot her!
Okay, I got a 61 under 65.
And he rolls, and he didn't succeed on his dodge yet.
You can't succeed on a dodge and you're pinned to a wall, too, right?
I suppose that's right. Yes. All right, so you hit him again for damage.
Sick.
If you roll max damage, you kill him, but I highly doubt that.
Yeah, no. I rolled a 3 total.
Wow, it's a
So-
10. All right. So Elvin, well, no, actually, it's good old Mark Twain's turn.
What would I do?
I don't know. Maybe you would run. You know that they're dead.
You are in the back.
I mean, my assumption would be to throw another stick of dynamite and then turn and run. If it's already unstable, I mean, am I capable of telling that that I've now destabilized?
Oh, it is very
my-
clearly unstable currently.
Okay, I light and throw another piece of dynamite, and then I guess take a movement to turn and run.
All right. So you throw the dynamite. Roll your throw.
That would be 67.
So you have the dynamite in your hand, and you're gonna throw it, and you throw it forward. You know, you take it and you throw it forward, and one of the zombies reaches up, grabs it, spikes it in the end zone, interception, 7
And it
points,
blows up.
and the game is over. No, so you
I fumble it.
fumble it, so it kind of bounces around in your hands a little bit as you light it because it gets too hot, and as you throw it, you throw it and it hits off one of the zombies that are in front of you, and it kind of falls back in your direction.
Well, it's got a long ass fuse on it, so like I said, I turn and start trying to outrun that shit.
All right, sounds good. Zombie's turn. Zombie attacks you, Emily. Misses. Zombie attacks you, Dylan. Very much misses. He falls to the ground. Hits his head on the ground. Takes a point of damage.
Prone.
I like to see.
I love to see people hit their heads on the ground.
Oh.
Finally, Elvin starts to run towards you as he's become incensed. But he still says in that sweet, creepy voice, "Stay, there's silver for all." You recognize him, Emily, as Elvin Owens, one of the brothers. But his eyes are completely black, and he has black ooze coming out of his mouth as you see him come into view. As he gets closer, he fires his gun, but the shot whizzes harmlessly past you yet again.
Never was a good shot.
All right. So now it's I'm giving Emily and Cooper a turn to try to get away from the dynamite, and then then the dynamite's gonna go off, and then Henry can have his turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
So I technically get 2 turns to get away from the dynamite.
No, I gave you 1 turn.
But so if I turn and I throw and it bounces, and then
you
turn,
ran.
I use
I'm
my
giving
movement to
yeah.
run away.
It's fine.
And then there's still another turn, so I get 2 turns to run away.
Sure.
I'm playing by your rule.
Sure. All right, so you two just turn and run away?
Yeah.
I'm gonna run.
All right, you run your full movement away. I'm going to roll on a D3. Etta. Roll a dodge roll.
What?
Roll a dodge roll. A piece of rock that was not there on the way in has fallen down, and as you turn to sprint and run away, you nearly trip.
It trips me.
You trip and take 1 point of damage.
Yeah.
Not a point.
And the
a
dynamite
point.
The dynamite explodes, dealing 3, 5,
Duncan?
8, 11,
Say it right, Duncan.
13. Kaboom!
No. And boom goes the dynamite.
And boom goes the dynamite. The dynamite explodes in a contained area, and it explodes and it hits all 3 of the zombies that were still living, throwing them back against the wall where they take enough damage to essentially kill them upon impact. Being just at the edge of the blast radius, Etta takes 1 point of damage as she gets thrown forward.
Not bad.
Thrown forward on the ground.
Yeah, like as it explodes, it kind of like
Face
catches
plant.
you and you kind of like roll forward.
Okay.
Just the shockwave. Elvin also gets hit for a few points of damage, but you see him as you kind of groggily get back up with the mind shaking. See that he is kind of like still standing, and he has the gun pointed. I'm gonna roll a luck roll.
Yeah, did.
As you two continue to run and Etta gets back up, you see the light of day in front of you, although it appears to be obscured by falling rocks. I would like you, if you three can all succeed on extreme constitution checks, you can run out of here before the cave isn't collapsing. The tunnel is collapsing in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the side tunnels are collapsing, but the main tunnel is good except for one part of it that was very thin that is currently collapsing.
So extreme's the bottom right. Yeah. Okay.
What'd you...
Nothing. It's Constitution.
Hang on, I have to figure out what that is. That's 85 times 0.2
I succeed under
is
my
17.
Okay, so you're able to get back up, and you run as fast as you can, pulling yourself along the cave, but the rocks fall in front of you, creating a sealed exit. A lot of the other side exits have fallen, and everything else, and it seems to be that all hope is lost. Dylan, did you succeed under your extreme?
No. I got a 15, so I succeeded under my other one.
I got a 1. Wow.
Yeah.
You as well, as you're in front of Edda, and you're just there. Like, you probably almost could have made it, but the rocks just fall just in front of you, and you decide that it's not worth it.
We can use luck to make it a success, right?
You could. You'd have to roll. It would be, because you guys are so close to the rocks, you also might have to make a dodge.
Oh, no.
All right, Connor, did you roll a successful Constitution check?
I rolled a 13.
Okay. Now roll dodge to dodge the falling rocks.
What a dick noodle. He's gonna leave.
I rolled an 82.
All right. So
He died.
no
Rocks fell at him.
rocks
fell on
fall,
me.
everybody dies. So what happens here, so essentially how the cave is collapsing. You see Elvin as he's been exploded, as he starts to crawl back up, as you run desperately as you can. You run incredibly fast. You make it just underneath the rock falls. It's falling behind you, but just as the rocks are falling, one catches you on the shoulder, and you kind of slump against the wall. Luckily, the rest of the rocks kind of fall around you, but they still hit you once for 4 points of damage.
Oh, damn.
I'd like you to roll.
1, 2, 3.
I'm gonna roll a. Can you roll a luck check, Connor?
Let me find my luck.
Emily
There it
and
is.
Cooper, you two were unfortunately unable to make it before the cave collapsed. Etta, would you like to roll an intelligence roll as a scout?
34 under 65.
All right. You do see, however, as everything falls around you, Henry, some pieces fall, kind of trapping your leg a little bit, and you get that one on the shoulder, and those are what causes the damage. However, you do see that there is a hole to your left that you might be able to crawl through if someone could help you.
If someone could help me.
Yep.
I got a 40 under 70 for my int.
You know that you think that there could potentially be another way out of the mine, considering that you heard water before. Maybe.
Well, that asshole left with the dynamite, and we've got 3 fucking things that we can't kill. 4, I'm sorry. And then I put another bullet in my gun, and I say, but there might be another way out, so we've got to either run or try to kill these things that seem damn near impossible to kill. So I say we just.
But they're behind a wall of rock, aren't they?
Yeah,
Now?
that's closing them out of the exit where they came in from. The entrance has been sealed off, and you are under those rocks.
But I only took so much damage.
Yeah, you're right.
Just that other dude.
You got hit, and some of the rocks landed just enough so that you're not crushed, but you're gonna have to figure a way out of here.
So I can't remove them from myself?
You could.
Asshole. We shoot that man, and then we run for our fucking lives.
But you can't. I'm on the other side of a rock wall.
You.
No,
As-
okay.
about you.
Okay.
We're
What
leaving
up?
you to die.
You're missing it. Here's the rock wall, right?
Uh-huh.
No, here's the tunnel, right? The rock wall fell here, and here's the entrance. You're under the rock wall. Like, there's rocks here and here. Here's the exit behind this wall of rock. There's a wall of rock on top of you, like a big boulder, and then there's rocks to the side of you.
But you said I could get out from underneath the boulder.
You could.
Oh, well then.
Have
you
somebody
go.
ask somebody to help you and roll strength checks.
Do you want us? Are you asking? What are you doing?
Me?
What is your character doing, Connor?
I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't know.
have
It's
another
not
stick-
that hard, Connor.
I have another stick of dynamite that I am offering to anyone who would like to use it.
What I'm saying, Connor, is that there is this rock wall that is impenetrable, but if you want, you can be pulled back into the adventure so you can continue into the mine.
Oh God, really?
Kind of. Really, you should have died, but I didn't think a cave-in would have been the best.
No, I shouldn't have because I succeeded my dex roll.
You
or
failed
whatever
your
that-
dodge. You
failed
succeeded
the
the Constitution, but you failed the dodge at the end. If you'd made the dodge, you would have been free with the deed and would have known what happened to the Owen brothers, but you missed your
Well-
dodge roll.
Well, the deed is obviously worthless because this is just a Cthulhu death pit.
But there are
can
several
fix that.
$1,000s worth of silver here.
All right. Well, what was I supposed? I'm sorry. What was I supposed to do? You want me to try and kill the things? I throw dynamite. Bad things happen.
They're
I'm
dead.
not in my hair.
All of them
Connor,
are dead
you're
but one.
We can't see you. We don't know that you're there.
Me?
But they can. Yes, you can because you can pull me back through, so you can see me and you can hear me.
I'm not looking for you.
Yeah, we're looking at the enemy in front of us.
Who's it?
We might just start running.
Well, he's
He's
almost.
fading
But you
quick.
can't. But you can't run.
Are you making noise?
Yes,
What are you
I'm
saying?
screaming. There are the rocks on my leg. This is ridiculous.
I
C'est
have a
ridicule.
I have a rock on my leg. What is this?
Assistance! Assistance!
Pull them out. I'll cover our asses.
S'il vous
Baguette!
plaît.
Baguettes! It is a baguette!
Baguette! There is a rock on my baguette.
I
I'll pull you out if you give me the deed.
the undead dude.
You will pull me out for the dynamite and we will discuss the deed later. Persuade.
Dude, you
Okay,
just gotta
we'll
pull
play-
out.
We'll play around the cards later for the deed.
Pull
Fair enough.
out!
Okay, I'll roll a strength check.
Alvin is staggering towards you, but his body is clearly been
All
severely
right, I've got
injured.
30 under 40 for my own strength.
Duncan, how far away is Alvin?
All right, Connor, you push up one of the smaller boulders that's over your leg, as Cooper is able to grab it himself and help move it off of your leg.
It's
You
able
move
to
a lot of
grab-
the smaller ones off of you, and eventually there's a very large boulder that you can't lift off of your shoulder. Emily, roll your attack.
Okay.
He doesn't succeed his dodge. You're
I
on
got
86.
53 under 75. So just two bullets. Two d6 of damage.
Thank goodness all that gambling is coming in handy, eh,
I
Dylan?
will not have
Yeah.
this woman is mocking my accent. I will not have these.
I got 9 points of damage.
You hit Elvin in the head, and he kind of collapses down to one knee, and then another knee, and he waves his gun a little bit, and then he collapses forward.
And he says, "Wait, I have silver for you." In the after.
There's a lot of silver in this mine,
Silver?
guys. Guys, don't you
Ooh.
want to stay here for the silver? And he
all this
collapses.
shit, all this scheisse for silver, not even gold, not
What's
even
your guys'
platinum,
What's your
not
guys'
even
health at?
diamonds.
What's your guys' health at?
I'm at 17.
I'm at 18.
As far as what you've taken from me, I'm at 28.
Connor really went for the health this go around.
You said.
No, I know, but
divide
you have
by
a lot
10.
more. You have a ton of health. That's so good.
Well, wait, what is it? It's dex. It's dex plus, or no, it's con plus size divided by 10. Wait, what? Wait a minute. No, that's not it. Hang on. Con plus size divided. It's 85 plus 75 divided by 10. No, wait. Hang on. 85 plus 75 divided by 10.
Emily and Dylan, as you guys have been helping,
No, divided by 5.
As we've been helping what?
Everything's divided by 5, which means my 85 plus.
No. I
85
said Constitution is divided by 10 to give you more health.
No, but health is calculated at con plus size.
Divided by 5 normally, but it's divided by 10 to give you more health. Or no, it's the other way around.
Right.
Yeah.
So does everyone else have their health calculated correctly?
Yes.
because 160 divided by 10 is 32. Hang on.
No, it's 16.
160 divided by 5 is
They don't
32.
have, neither of them have high size or con.
Well, where the hell does Dylan's damage bonus come from?
I don't know, Connor. I don't remember.
My size is 75 and my constitution's 30. So 105.
Anyway,
5,
be happy your medic is also your tank.
Yeah.
Mon Dieu.
I think damage
I'd
bonus.
Stay alive to heal us more.
Connor, damage bonus is calculated differently. Damage bonus is your
No, my damage bonus is 1d4.
damage bonus and build. Damage bonus and build is strength plus size. Hit points is con and size. So that's why Dylan could have a high build and a high damage bonus, because his con is 30. All right. Anyways, you help him out of the rocks,
Yeah.
So that's why Dylan.
and Elvin is dead.
Oh, nice.
End of adventure.
Let's run. Let's run to the end of the tunnel.
Quickly, let us unblock the exit and get the hell out.
We could set some dynamite.
Yeah, you could try to just blow the. You could just blow the rocks.
Although that might just break the tunnel more.
The tunnel is currently unstable and it is still shaking. Some of the wooden timbers have splintered up ahead. But you could make.
We need to remove the rock. We need to get through, and then we need to escape, and we need to blow this entire place to smithereens.
Duncan, can I roll an int check to see if it's even physically capable to move some of the rock?
Yeah, sure.
You could move it without the cave breaking down or
Sure.
something.
It's become a support pillar.
I got 21 under 70.
You could move all of the rocks. However, there's one boulder that would need all three of you to lift. And it's hard to tell if the integrity of this tunnel could survive long enough for you to move the rocks aside. The
What other
dynamite
chance-
could blow it up, potentially, but it could also potentially destabilize.
What other choice do we have?
We can look for the other way out. There's water running in this cave. There's bound to be another exit.
Oh, I only have one stick of dynamite left.
Either way, it's a gamble, so I'm happy.
This man is ridiculous. I will not have this. This is ridiculous. Either way, it is a gamble. We are gambling with our lives. That is far different than a few $100 on a card game.
I think you'd prefer the $100.
I would prefer the $100. I would prefer the sure bet. I would prefer to be the house.
All right. As you are arguing, the two of you actually kind of feel weird in the injuries that you got on your cheek and on your stomach.
What happened?
Well, you just look down and you just see that it's kind of, instead of blood, it seems to be oozing like a black puss. I'd like you to both make
A black puss?
Sorry,
Not a puss, a puss.
it's black pus. Roll sanity roll.
Who two?
Ooh.
You two.
Ones who
That
got-
doesn't help.
You and
Bam.
you.
I do not succeed. I rolled
Dylan.
55 over 49.
You
What
take
are
a
we
point
doing
of
now,
sanity.
over? Sanity? Okay.
Well, if you fail.
34 under 58.
There you go.
Yeah.
You're good.
We're good.
We've got. We're
Oh, sorry.
the same.
Sorry.
They were.
Wait. Sorry, Bergmeister 15. I didn't see you there. I don't know who you are, but... Oh, it's you, Emily. Fuck you. You suck.
Bergermeister?
Burgermeister Meisterburger. Meisterburger. Okay. What are we doing?
Is anybody even watching this at this point? I don't think so.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people.
Well,
There's Bergmeister 15, Commander Root, Electrical Longboard, Land Fusion, Shout Gamers, and Slow Cool.
Hello.
I don't know who these people are. Slow Cool, Electric Longboard have been in previous streams that I've done, and I don't know who they are. They never talk. Welcome. We're almost done with the adventure, as they're all going to die horribly, because I will it.
Come on.
Well, let's run towards the other end of the tunnel. Agreed? Agreed.
You run along the other end of the tunnel, you trip, you fall into the chasm, you hit your head 200 feet below.
you hit your head 250 times below.
You run to the end of the tunnel.
You die.
At the deepest section of the mine, it ends abruptly at a
Wait.
recently dynamited section, where
I
a
have
gap
to
in the
pee.
wall opens into an enormous chamber beyond. This breach looks out into a massive chasm, nearly 50 yards across, revealing 100 feet or more into the hillside above and plunging deeper than the eye can see below. Bats and other unseen, unidentifiable creatures flutter, skitter, and chitter in the darkness below. A hard
Bats
spot hidden
and
roll.
mice and rats and rattlesnakes and all sorts of nasty creature.
Hidden. Spot hidden. I rolled 36 under 50. So just a normal.
You notice a ledge about 200 feet down. There is a
I will
large
not
coil
be
of
mocked.
rope, nearly 250 feet long, next to the breach, along with a few pick spikes and other tools. There's no other way off of this, so it's like the tunnel literally just stops, and then you look down and you can see a ledge that seems to lead off into the distance.
Well, it sounds like the only way is the ledge.
Or you could just throw yourselves into the chasm.
Hey, I hadn't considered that.
Ain't that a thing?
I have rope.
There's also a rope here.
Oh,
It's attached to an iron ring.
let's just climb down. Does it look like it's secure?
What?
Does it look secure? Like, does it
Yeah,
look
it's,
like it'll?
the rope is secure, but the cliff is sheer into the chasm.
Do I see where it leads?
It leads down to a ledge, and then you can see the ledge, and it goes along. It's like it kind of like so you go down and you can see a thin ledge, and then you can't really see it, but it looks like it widens up at some point.
Do I hear water?
You do
Again?
hear the water.
Okay, I head towards the water. I climb down the ledge.
All right, I need a climb check.
How hard is it to climb down rope?
Just depends how much you put into climb.
It's just a normal climb.
Well, I rolled a 6 under 40, so.
I mean, you'd be
I'm a-
fine. You would have to like fumble it or like push it and then fail to. Forgot about pushing rolls. It's okay, whatever. Next time
Okay.
when we don't start so late. This is kind of late,
Yeah.
especially for Connor. It's like almost 11 o'clock for him,
I don't know.
and I've got work at 6 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh, we gotta hurry it up.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna follow behind Emily.
Angel.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I told you I had to go to the bathroom.
We're climbing down the rope.
So I rolled a 57.
So I don't understand.
Climb is 20.
Where we are, I don't understand where we are in the map here.
Progressing further in the cavern, there's a ledge.
It's
and
no
we're
longer
climbing-
on the map, Connor. It's on a different map. So you see how there's at the end there says there's 5, then 6, then 7, and then 8.
Yeah.
Where you are you are currently at 8.
So where did at what point did we blow up?
I was saying that you guys were running backwards, and about at the 6 mark, there was the cave-in. You blew up the area around 7, closing many of these smaller pathways.
So I blew up 7 and got trapped at 6.
Because the whole tunnel itself is unstable, and multiple cave-ins occurred across the whole mine. So yes, you damaged structural integrity to the wood and the rock at point 7, but a mine itself is inherently structurally flawed because it's always got the weight of the mountain pushing down on it. So causing enough tremors can cause the rock to break apart the wood that is holding it up, which can cause the rock to crumble down, causing a cave-in.
Monsieur, your engineering, the architecture I find it offensive.
That's why that's why you can blow up something at one point in a cave and have the entrance cave in and people get stuck there. Simply because a cave in doesn't necessarily follow normal logic. It's all about the tremors.
All right, fine. I would accept this, but not happily. Avec le. I don't know what happiness would be. I know happy is. I know I am happy is bon. But I don't know what. Anyway,
Maybe we should.
so
maybe
we're
we
now
should.
at. So we're
Maybe
now
we
at
should
8.
pause for now, and then when we come back, I can have an adventure that I've made myself instead of a pre-made one that builds off of the end of this adventure, so that we're not tired and we can do it.
But don't we have to finish this adventure before we can go on to the next adventure?
Yeah, but I think that this adventure I can have it tie into the next one.
Do we
Sounds
cure
good.
our zombieism?
It's not actually zombieism. I know it seems like it is, but it's not.
Who got zombieism while I was in the bathroom?
No, they both got cut.
Black.
And now you're oozing black shit?
Because there's still this whole
means we can't
abyss.
die.
There's still this whole abyss area, the Cthulhu monster, and maybe
There
I
is
can,
there is a Cthulhu monster.
and maybe I can have this cave. Maybe I can go back and have this cave-in be a little bit better than it is.
Sounds
How
good.
can the cave-in be better than it is?
I mean,
Like,
just
that
fix
sounds like
it so it's
plain.
not quite as
Inescapable?
bullshitty. Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Go back
Railroading?
and redo it
Yeah.
again with more proper game mechanics.
Stanley.
But if that's the case, so then I think that will be it for tonight. I think we
Whoa.
made some good progress. We had some fun.
Success.
What?
Success.
Yeah. I think this adventure is fun, but I think it's missing some of the core fun elements of Cthulhu.
Which would be what?
Investigation.
Hmm.
Like in
Well,
town, like talking to people and finding things out and mysteries and then going on the adventure.
I don't know. It's difficult to always build that into every adventure. Cause
Yeah.
I mean, you have to get.
I mean, not every adventure can be the sanatorium.
That's
right, True.
Not every adventure can be
So
a visit to
here's-
Doctor. Not every adventure can include a visit to Dr. Deschnelling in the Arkham Sanitarium.
So here's the next adventure. The investigators are called to a small island in the Gulf of Mexico during the 1870s, where they keep all the lunatic prisoners.
Hey.
When they arrive, they realize that all the prisoners have been set free and the doctors are nowhere to be found.
Except one who is holed up in his office.
All right. Good stuff. Good playtime. We played for probably, it says 2:52, but I think we played for like 15 minutes before that, so almost 3 hours. That's a long period of time to be doing it online.
Almost 3 hours.
Viewers will be better next time.
What?
Damn it! I dropped my pencil.
What'd you say?
Subscribe.
I dropped my damn pencil.
What'd you say, Em?
I said sorry, viewers will be better next time.
No, I think next
That's a
time.
No,
false.
we won't.
That's a false promise. It'll
Oh,
be.
fine.
I won't have that.
I was
There's
laughing.
nothing to apologize for. We're terrible.
But I honestly think that in terms of the layout that I have here, the way that the webcams look, the way that our sound looked, if you guys want to, like, it's gonna be up as a VOD on the Twitch chat, so you can go back and watch it and see what you look like. I mean,
Yeah, that'll be good.
Connor and I look a little iffy, but I
What
think
do you
we
mean
also
What do you mean I look iffy?
well, because like the lighting and the way that the room is set up, whereas Emily and Dylan have very well framed.
I
What?
can't fix my lighting. That ceiling fan up there is
No, and I was gonna say, Connor, look at
Do
this is
you have any for all the people on Twitch? Do you have any idea how expensive that ceiling fan was? Horrifically. And that's blown glass. That is orange blown glass up there.
Oh, wait,
that
here.
is terrifically expensive.
I've got one more cat picture. See, look, it's my cat Midnight and me. Isn't she cute?
I don't know where my cats are. My cats are at. I have 4 cats, and one of them came in here to say hello. One of them. And that's the worst one of them, too.
Stop these. Cats are dicks. Get over it.
Yes, and my cats are the biggest dicks of them all. Monty Python Spam-A-Lot. Thank you very much. Shall we sing the song that goes like that? I don't remember the song that goes like this. I remember the blame more than I remember the song that goes like this.
And ends up with a kiss. Oh, this is the song that goes like this.
I remember pretty much all the songs from the shows I was in because they were good. Enjoyed them. I like forced Dylan to watch like a whole bunch of Appleton North stuff. It was kind of funny.
Oh, sorry, Dylan.
Like I said, I remember the blame better than I remember anything because that was like, of anything that I ever did, that was like electric. Every night, that was just freaking 8,000 volts directly to the testicles. I mean, that was just brilliant every night.
What about Shrek?
Connor wasn't in Shrek. It was just me.
Thank God I was not in Shrek.
I never received the opportunity to electrify his testicles with Shrek.
Hey, Shrek was a lot of fun for certain people.
I would have had to have been Lord Farquaad, just like you and just like Zach. So it wouldn't have worked anyway. Who would I have been? Shrek? If I had been Shrek, I would have said, "Just screw this." As the first.
You definitely would not have been Shrek. You would have been a bad Shrek.
I wouldn't have wanted to be Donkey either.
Come on.
I wasn't gonna play half.
You would have been.
I was not gonna play half-rate Eddie Murphy.
You would have been Pinocchio.
I'm a real boy.
I'm a real boy.
Then and you know what Pinocchio would have been? Oh gosh, the only thing I can do is Mickey Mouse. Ha.
Oh.
That's pretty good.
That was
Okay.
wow.
The only thing I can.
Wow,
The only Mickey Mouse I can do is South Park Mickey Mouse.
Is
All I
Mickey
can
Mouse
see is
here?
I've got tauntauns coming out of my asshole.
Where's Mickey Mouse, guys?
Duncan, I need to sleep.
Yeah,
Also,
I know.
Frank-
I'm not the one who's keeping this up. It's Connor who's the one who continues to have the conversation.
You know how little do we talk, and then you freaking try to cut the freaking Skype loop. You
Oh
know,
my gosh,
You guys
I'm
keep
so
talking. Emily and I can leave.
gosh,
I will not have
Bye.
3 hours with Connor. It's just too much.
Bye, y'all.
that. Oh,
See ya.
Good night, guys.
Time.
Good night, stream. Connor, do you have the
I have nothing to say to you.
do you have the stream
Man.
up at all?
Do I have the stream up? No, I don't have the
It's
stream
really
up.
funny. So the way that I had to do it is I had to do window capture and then crop it to make it look right.
Huh?
So since Emily and since Emily and Lauren are gone, or Emily and Dylan are gone now, all of the 4 video things are just taken up with different angles of your video. So like the left one is just your forehead, the bottom one is just your nose and lips. One of them is just like your left ear, and the other one's your right ear.
Well, you can look at my lips then.
Hopefully we can do this maybe